everybody. Welcome to episode 58 of the Intermission podcast, the show where two filmmakers discuss classic, iconic, and obscure films from times gone by. We're your hosts, Oscar W. Fitchett.
I'm Robbie Tweedale. I'm also here. I'm sat further away. I apologise.
And my feet are really warm, so I'm going to take my socks off. Fellas.
Gross. Fuck, don't do that. I've got my window open, man. Might be able to fucking smell it.
There you go. Oh, let me just like twinkle my toes.
Yeah, get your little tootsies out.
And beautiful.
Have you got a wiki feet?
Have I got a Wookiee foot?
Oh. No, that's not what I said. And but honestly, whatever I did say was not as funny as that. So we'll just keep that instead.
You did just say Wookiee feet.
I didn't.
Didn't you? What did you say?
I said wiki feet.
Oh, I thought you said, do you have a Wookiee feet? And I went, like, do I have a Wookiee foot?
Great. Perfect.
I'm not even going to ask the definition for that. So,
no,
yeah.
Don't worry about it.
But also, with this, we're not talking about classic, iconic, or obscure. We are talking, they could turn out to be classics, some of these.
They could.
I mean, some of mine are obscure. Are any of these iconic? Some of them maybe. One of them already. I would argue one of mine at least is.
Yeah. One of mine is a big sleigh. If that counts as iconic.
But what we are doing, we are going through our top 10 favorite films of the year 2023. UK releases. So here's a little thing that I always need to do each year. We are, in fact, doing UK releases since we are in the UK.
What?
So it's the same. To be fair, it's also a similar thing where it's like if you listen to Mark Kermode, that he does the same thing because he's like it just gets confusing as opposed to trying to be like, oh well, this was actually qualified. It's like fuck it. It's like if it came out in March this year for us, then it's just that.
Yeah.
So that's why last year things such as like Pearl, The Fabelmans, Tar, Women Talking, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Puss in Boots 2. Those things didn't count last year because we got them like January, February, March time. So they fit in this year. So that's why this year, don't expect to see such films like Poor Things, The Holdovers, All of Us Strangers, The Iron Claw, The Zone of Interest. Is there someone else? There's certain films like that we don't get until January, February, March. I mean, we've both seen Poor Things. So, but again, that came out like last week, I think, for us.
Boy, howdy, have I seen Poor Things.
Right, and boy, howdy, have I seen Poor Things.
You sound more positive about that.
Yeah, I have.
Whilst I'll let you explain the concept to the audience. I'm like eyeing up a little tub of biscuits that I have on my kitchen side.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go get the little tub of biscuits.
Okay, you're going to get your little bickies.
Thank you.
So, basically, usually, as a top 10 list does go, we're going to go through our 10. Since these videos are also fucking long and huge, we're going to go through like we're going to split these into two parts. So, part 1 is Robbie and I's 10 to 6. Part 2, which when you're watching this video, will be the day after. You don't need to wait a whole week for the episode for that. Just do it. Just go.
I don't want to
get it
off,
open,
man.
It was putting me off more just seeing you just slow as I just get it open. And then in part 2 we'll go through our 5 through 1s. But also each part we've got there's also fun little things that we're going to do. Oh, as opposed to just talking about the lists and all that. Like we are. Each year I've enjoyed the fact that we now look back at what we predicted last year for films that came out this year and then just do that again. So after this little bullshit section, I do want to revisit our 2023 predictions, which were well over time.
I'm so excited about this.
And in part 2, we'll give our predictions for next year. So it's a bit like that. Before we go, and also obviously our own opinions. It's not. This isn't the top 10 best films of 2023. It's our favorite films of 2023. So
yeah, man.
And that means whatever we want it to mean.
Mostly blockbusters for me.
Oh dear. That's also another thing. That's another thing I want to say. And obviously at the end of each list, we crown the Intermission Film of the Year, which is basically like what film made it higher on each of our lists, respectively.
Okay.
The very first year, 2020, we named Soul as the film of the year. 2021, we named, that was Tick, Tick, Boom. We named film of the year. And the year before that, which was last year, we named Everything Everywhere All at Once the Intermission Film of the Year. Last year, we were like, oh, there might be some competition. There might be like some tight ones. This year, there might be only one film that is common on our list.
I don't even know if we'll have any crossover, you know.
I'm looking at my list and I'm thinking to myself, there might only be one.
Okay.
There could only be, but also, but I think that's the only crossover we will have.
It's either gonna be the one film that crossed over on both of our lists, or I concede and go, yeah, all right, that was pretty good. To something on your list.
If it gets, do you know what? If it gets to the point where it's like we don't have a singular film that's like matches, we'll look at like what other films we had and to see if we agree. You know, we'll see we'll see, because I've ranked my entire 2023. I'm not going to go through my entire 2023.
So have I.
Okay, so we can do that then at least.
Yeah, all 35 films.
I saw 55. I slacked this year. I slacked.
Do you mean you I just said I saw 35.
And I saw 55 and I slacked is what I'm saying.
The fuck is wrong with you?
No, because last year I think I had 68. So like
Jesus
I did.
Christ, man.
But this year as well, what I did.
Touch grass.
That's what I did this year. I did more touching grass. That's why I saw 55. I did see 68. But also that's one thing I realized, because there used to be a period of time where, like, before we do the list, I used to try and shove in as many films I didn't see. Whereas like this year, I went, I'm not going to, if I want to watch a film, naturally I will do that, because otherwise I'm watching the film more so for the thought of like, where's this going to go in the list? Where's it's like, I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to do that. Like
I did the same thing this year, because I've done that the last every year that we've done this as well. I was going to watch Mission Impossible last night. I just didn't. Yeah, so I was I just don't, I'd probably really like it, but I just...
You'd rather watch it to be like, I now fancy watching Mission Impossible. Like, I didn't see a film called Broker, which is a film I really wanted to see. I've got the Blu-ray, but I was like, haven't been in the mood to watch it, so I'm not going to. I was going to do that
with May, December as well.
Oh, yeah. I'll be interested in your thoughts on May, December, though.
Yeah.
I will be interested in your thoughts on it. You might be interested when we get more to awards chatter. Who knows?
Oh.
Although, weirdly enough, that's not getting as much love. What the fuck?
No, it's not. I haven't seen a lot of that.
Like, honestly, what the fuck?
It did all right at the Golden Globes, didn't it? It got like a couple of nominations at the Golden Globes.
Got nominations, but that was like an Oppenheimer and actually Poor Things fest. Like
Poor Things sweep.
Golden Globes, but people were like, it's going to be Barbenheimer. And I think I said to you, it's going to be a Barbenheimer fest, but it was just more Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer. And at the Critics' Choice, Oppenheimer again. So it's like, all right, well, maybe this is an interesting turn of events for me, what I was predicting, but we'll chat about that another point. Yeah. So, Robbie, should we revisit?
Yes, let's revisit let's revisit our past selves who are usually idiots. I hate doing this every year, by the way. It makes me feel like a fucking idiot every year.
It's so funny, because this is usually where we discover some films. Like, remember, like 2 years ago, I wwent, oh, there's an Elvis film coming out, apparently. And you're like, what, why? And I went, it's Baz Luhrmann. And we were like, what? So we just, and I think there was something last year as well, which we were like, wait, hang on, what is this? Like,
and I watched the Elvis film, and I turned it off half an hour in because I started getting a migraine.
Did you watch this year's Elvis film?
What was that? Oh, Priscilla.
Yeah.
No, Julia went to see it with her mum. She liked it, but I didn't get invited.
I don't think you would.
Yeah, I don't think I would either. She was like, it's very, it's all on the performances, and it's kind of no plot, just vibes sort of thing going on.
I mean, it's Sophia Coppola, and it's more, it's very aesthetic. Is all I'm saying.
I like the Virgin Suicides though. It's a good movie.
I need to watch that. Haven't seen Virgin Suicides. Got the Blu-ray of it to watch. So anyway, the first film we talked about, Robbie, for last year. Again, we talked about it in order of like when it was releasing, and the first film we talked about was Magic Mike's Last Dance. I forgot this came out.
Yeah, it didn't make much of a splash, did it? It was just kind of.
The only thing, I didn't say much about this apparently, but Robbie, you said, and I quote, "I think it'll be fine for what people want it to be. If people want to see Channing Tatum rubbing his dick on Salma Hayek, then good on them."
Am I wrong?
Yeah, exactly.
I fucking nailed it. Maybe this is the year that I prove myself to be incredibly intelligent.
I will say there is a few points to this. I'm going like, oh, there's a bit of Nostradamus in both of us. There's one instance where we're like, oh, we fucked up there. But there's points where like we were saying that, no one else was, and then we were right. So all I'm saying is...
oh, fucking hell, look at it. We're fucking prophets.
However, the next one we talked was Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Oh, God.
And Robbie said, this could go either way for me. I think this is going to be good. I think Jonathan Majors is going to be really good. I think it's going to re-injuvenate a little bit of hope in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay, so it did the opposite of all of those things. And when I said I think Jonathan Majors is going to be really good, I meant in the movie, not as a guy. It turns out, bad guy.
And then I said, I'm looking forward to Jonathan Majors being the guy this year.
Oh, well, he was the guy. In terms of the guy in prison.
He was a guy, is what he was.
He was the guy in the news for being a fucking terrible person.
But that is such like a flip of like everything that actually happened with this fucking shit show of a film.
Yeah, we were wrong. Didn't think about a big head
and
seeing his little bum.
Wait till part 2 is all I'm saying.
Fucking hell.
We then talked about Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. And we were both looking forward to it, and Robbie thought it was going to be amazing. That was the word that was used. We'll see if that's right. We then talked about Cocaine Bear, and Robbie said, I think it's going to be fine. I think it'll come out and be a meme for a week. And you were... That's kind of what happened.
Bang on, holy shit.
That is kind of what happened.
Dude.
It did come out.
I am a fucking prophet.
It did come out. Everyone was like, "Oh, the Cocaine Bear," and then it just nothing ever got heard about it again.
And it was Ray Liotta's last film or whatever.
It was. That's how I introduced it in the video. I said,
"That's sad, isn't it?"
I said it might be a good ass time. I didn't see it, so I don't know. If
I also didn't see it.
There's a lot of that as well. There's points where I go, "Yeah, this might be fun," and I just never saw it. I just never could be. Creed 3.
I haven't seen it.
I was excited. Robbie thought it was going to be great. And I said, keep it going. And you said, please be a good trilogy. As the person that did see it, I don't want them to keep going now. I liked it. I didn't love it. And it was a good trilogy. I will say that. It was a good trilogy. It's the weakest.
I haven't seen it. Okay.
But good. And I look forward to see if Michael B. Jordan continues to direct more.
Yeah.
From that.
Yeah, good on him.
Scream 6.
Yeah.
At this point, I hadn't seen any of the Scream films at that point, so I was like, I don't know. And then Robbie said, I think people are going to be disappointed by this. I have a bad feeling. And you were kind of wrong. It was kind of.
I was kind of wrong. Everyone, I saw it. It was fucking tight, man. It's cool.
Yeah. Scream 7, on the other hand. Now that's where it started off shaky.
Now that's a fucking nightmare from the look of it. Jesus Christ.
65.
Yes.
Do you remember this?
Yes, I do remember this because it had the coolest trailer I've ever seen.
I didn't think it looked good, and Robbie was so excited. You were like just. And did you see it?
Well, I didn't see it. I heard it was bad, so I didn't bother. So I was like, fuck that.
And neither did I. Should we just move on from that? Because we got
but how fucking cool was that trailer, though? Where it was like...
I didn't think that it was that good.
It was like
of a trailer.
Adam Driver as a spaceman, and then he crash lands, and he's looking after a girl, and there's like things moving in the night, and what is it? Oh, probably aliens. And it's like 65. It's like a million years ago. It turns out he's crash landed on fucking prehistoric Earth. That's cool as fuck, man.
Shazam 2.
Yeah. Sorry.
Robbie, quote... It'll be all right. It'll be entirely forgettable. And I agreed. Robbie, was it?
I fucking nailed it, dude. Holy shit. Oh, my God. I'm doing so well at this.
There you go. And I didn't see it, so there we go.
Good job past me. I hope we keep this going this year.
Pearl.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I said, I'll fuck hard with it. I kind of did. Robbie said, I don't know if I'll like it. And if I'm being honest, Robbie, now I haven't seen it twice. I don't know if you will, but also you might, but also
okay.
X and Pearl will be a good double bill. So there you go.
I haven't seen either of them, so I will at some point, presumably.
That's the first time I did it the other day. I just double billed X and Pearl. That's the first time I back to back them. I was like, this actually does kind of work as like it does actually quite. There's a lot of things that when you watch him, Pearl goes, oh, that's why. So it's it's like
okay.
There's a lot of coolness to do that. John Wick Chapter 4.
Yeah.
Oscar says, I'm excited majorly. It just looks like more John Wick. Robbie then said, I hope it's good. I could lose a bit of steam. Oscar said, but this has got Keanu Reeves fighting Donnie Yen. Robbie said, yeah, fair enough.
And if that isn't,
and I feel like that exact interaction,
mate,
we both, that's spot on for both.
Have you checked the video? Did I have a crystal ball in front of me? What the fuck? Yeah, I did lose steam with it. I thought it sucked. I didn't finish it,
and I'm baffled. And yes, that is exactly the same reaction to have. That both was there. There you go. So yeah. Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
I said, gonna be utter shit. You said, I think it's gonna be really good. I then said, I'm getting Robin Hood 2018 vibes. You said, it looks nothing like that. It looks like a funny one. And then I said, I feel like it's gonna be embarrassingly bad, worst film of the year contender. And I didn't see it. Robbie?
And I did see it, and I was bang on. It was really funny and a really good, fun, creative time, and you should watch it. I think you'd fuck with it.
I don't think I would.
I think you would. I genuinely think you'd have a good time with it.
Okay.
It's a good, fun time.
I'll watch it with you, and I only say that not for the reason of like, well, only with you, but like for the similar reason where like, well, you
so we can hold hands.
Well, yeah, because you'll only probably watch Pearl if I bring it to you. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like
presumably, yeah. I mean, well, we could do it this weekend at some point. I'll find it somewhere. Or is it this weekend or is it next weekend?
It's next weekend. It's next weekend.
Yeah, we can do it next weekend.
With Reese.
Yeah, you can watch.
There's also the Royal Rumble. Do you remember that? I think I told you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. I said he can watch, like he can watch us watch the movie.
He's gonna be in the same flat. It's like, yeah, he could come along. He's gonna be there.
Yeah, he's gonna be there. He's sleeping here. So
we need to think about that arrangement as well. By the way,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've got a big shower cubicle. Could sleep in that.
Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah,
we both thought it was gonna be good, but this is also what we said. I said I'm not really gonna give a shit, and then you went. And then you went, I think Chris Pratt is still going to be a bad choice. And that's kind of what happened. It was good. It was good. I remember having a fun enough time with it, but I also didn't give a shit.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and Chris Pratt was like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, fine. What? Sure.
But yeah, Renfield, we both thought it looked really good. Did you see this film?
No.
Neither did I. Let's move on.
I forgot that feels like it came out 4 years ago. Do you know what I mean? That feels like it was a COVID movie. That it went straight to streaming.
No, it
has
really
that vibe
does.
to it.
It
Lost
feels
to
like
time.
It feels like one of those weird ones that we would have discussed in our first end of year list. Was like, oh yeah, Renfield. That also was a thing. Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah.
Robbie sighed. I thought it looked good, and then Robbie thought it looked good, but it didn't look very Evil Dead.
Yeah. And that was my exact thoughts on seeing it. I saw it, and is it a horror film? Yes. Did it make me feel uncomfortable? Yes. Is it a good Evil Dead film? No.
I liked it fine, but I can agree with that. But
it's just fine. It's just a horror film.
But it's also in a year that when we actually had some banging franchise horror, this was actually kind of one of the weaker franchise horror. Is one thing I'll say.
I agree. I think everybody shit their pants about it for like a week for some reason, and I don't know why.
It was kind of stylish. It was kind of,
I guess.
Like that's so, but that's what I mean. But then Taught Me came out, then everyone kind of like
everyone forgot,
and then the spotlight kind of shone on that film.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah.
Robbie thought it was going to be great and quite emotional. I had no feelings to it, but stated I always enjoyed the Guardians films. And then Robbie predicted, spoilers in case people just in case curious. Robbie predicted Batista and Rocket would die to, quote, 100% Batista's brown bed and the raccoon.
And you know what? In doing that, I was right on my opinions, but also I somehow correctly predicted the two people that would have fake out deaths in the movie.
You did.
So, the only people that well, no, actually, Chris Pratt has a fake out death as well.
Yeah.
But like those two, like, and Batista is never like really talked about. He just gets shot and then it's never fucking talked about again. He's fine.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Good movie.
Fast X. There wasn't much of you just kind of groaned, and I said, I like this franchise, and even I'm not looking forward to it. I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
I did see it, and it was hilarious. Bad. It was really bad.
The Little Mermaid. I said, it's going to be shit. Robbie went, it's going to be fine. And then Robbie continued saying, it'll come out and be okay. And everyone will go, why is she black? And there will be shit discourse about it on Twitter for 3 weeks. And then everyone will forget it ever came out.
Am I, mate, what the fuck? Am I a fucking time traveler? Holy shit. I was bang on. I haven't seen that movie. All I've seen is that the Aquafina's song, The Scuttlebutt, which was just not good.
No.
So
this wasn't for a film in particular, but Oscar saw Robert De Niro was in a new film, Not Kills of the Flower Moon, and then Robbie answered with, can we turn him into glue yet?
I know I shouldn't find myself that funny, but that is fucking excellent.
It was genuinely a thing. I went, oh, Robert De Niro's in a new film. You went, oh, can we turn him into glue yet? And I was like, no, leave him alone.
I don't even dislike Robert De Niro. That's so like unnecessarily fucking visceral for no reason. Holy fuck.
Right. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Robbie said, it's going to be amazing. I said, is this going to be your favorite film of the year? And then Robbie went, probably. And then
we
Robbie
both.
And then Robbie then went, here's the thing. I think it's going to be very good. I think it's not going to be as good as the first one. And I agreed.
Yeah, kind of. It's not for spoilers for the podcast ahead, I guess. It's not in my top 10.
It's also not in my top 10, just to say that as well. So
yeah, I think it has huge pacing issues. I know it's like, oh, it's a part one or whatever, but it should work as a film on its own, and I don't think it does.
Okay.
Like, it's like you're like an hour in, and it just feels like you're leaving Act 1.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can agree with that, yeah.
It's like the pacing's just fucked for the sake of it being a whole story with a part 2.
Yeah, I mean, I can agree with that, but I also feel like it was enough of a full film for me to at least enjoy, but I also didn't love it. It wasn't, like, it was, I was like, yeah, I like this. I like this.
Yeah. But it wasn't an instant, like, I love this, like Into the Spider-Verse was.
Yeah, no, there wasn't. Yeah, exactly, I will say. Do you know what? Because the issue, I think, with a lot of things is, like, because, like, whenever anything is a sequel, the natural implication is, like, we need to now go bigger. And I'm like, I get it, because you need to do more with the concept, but also I like the scale of Spider-Verse, and almost I just kind of wanted more of Into the Spider-Verse, and then just kind of, and you can get more adventurous with the plot, not necessarily with like the concept as opposed to the scale of it. Like it was like this big grandiose thing, and now it's a bit like, all right, you're losing a bit of the charm for me. But
I get that.
But I also think if you're curious, I think we discussed this film good and proper in one of the episodes, so go back to
I think we've talked about it somewhere.
Elemental, Robbie said shit, and I didn't give a shit. So then
I haven't seen it, but one of the guys at work said that it was the worst Pixar film he's ever seen.
Interesting. And Cars 2 exists.
Yeah, so maybe I was right. I don't know.
Transformers: Rise of the Beast. Forgot this came out. Robbie said it'll be good, and I was surprised Michelle Yeoh was in it. That was the thing that I had. I was like, oh, Michelle Yeoh's in this, and then I went, I'm not going to see it, but fine. So
I did see it, and it was fun. I'm sure I've talked about the post-credit scene before. But that was the funniest bit of the whole movie.
The Flash.
Yeah.
Flash. Yeah. Robbie said, I think it's going to be great and people are going to really not know how to feel about it because of Ezra Miller. And I said, I'm trusting Andy Muschietti.
Oh, we were both so wrong.
And the thing is, I had enjoyment from this film.
Yeah, I didn't hate it.
But probably for not the reasons that they wanted me to enjoy.
Yeah, it was fine. If ghoulish. It was
unnerving even.
I mean, like, the story's fine, but it's just horrible to look at.
It's so bad.
It's just one of the ugliest movies I've ever fucking seen in my life.
It's like 2.5 hours long as well.
Just a heartless fucking product by the end.
Yeah.
Why are you bringing Christopher Reeves back to life?
That's weird.
And George Reeves, who maybe took his own life because of Superman. Maybe don't bring him back to life and make him Superman again without his consent. I don't know.
On a higher morale.
Yeah. Yes.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
No, this is a worse morale. Oh God.
Robbie said, and I quote, I think it's going to be incredible. That's the Robbie pick of the year. You gave it the official, that's the Robbie pick of the year. And I said, I think this is going to be to this year what Top Gun 2 was last year.
Oh my God.
And I was horrifically wrong with that comment.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, Robbie's pick of the year gave him a fucking depressive episode for a week.
We'll see what Robbie's pick of the year is this year. Find out part 2.
Fucking
Find out
God.
part 2.
I mean, I talked about it in the Indiana Jones episodes that we did, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and I think we also discussed the film not in the Indiana Jones episodes, but we also we talked plenty about the Dial of Destiny in Intermission canon.
It fucked up my whole week. I genuinely, it took me so long to fucking recover from it. I didn't shave. My flat went to shit. I was in fucking bits because of how upset I was that movie was bad. I just wanted one good one. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
even if it had just been like fine, but it wasn't. Oh God!
And then that led to me mentioning Beau Was Afraid. And then I said, "This is my most anticipated film of the year." And then Robbie said, and I quote, "You know what? Actually, I watched the trailer. I actually quite like the look of it. It looks more whimsical and nice, and doesn't look like a horror film. I am interested in it."
Wow. Well, I haven't seen it. I've just seen that big penis monster.
I'm not sure if whimsical and nice is a word. Is
no.
What you?
No, I think I was incredibly wrong.
You saw like the practical sets with like him walking in the forest. And you're like, oh, this looks.
Yeah. Oh, this looks nice.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's used against us as the viewers.
Oh God. I'm just sorting my setup out. Apologies.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. Continue.
Insidious 5. It started off with Robbie going, "Why?" And then and then we were both excited that Patrick Wilson was directed, and then both of us got on board for it. I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
Let's move on.
Did you see that TikTok of Patrick Wilson doing a little dance?
No, because I don't have TikTok.
Oh, okay. Well, it was fantastic.
Okay. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. Oscar was excited, as you know, I was. And Robbie, quote, "You know what? I think this one is going to be the one where people are going to get tired of this franchise." Not quite true, because not enough people saw the fucking film.
Yeah, not enough people saw it. I haven't seen it yet. Sorry.
Because Barbenheimer took the storm the next week, which then moves us on to Oppenheimer.
No. Oh, yeah.
And this is me.
Oh, did I say some shit like Oppenheimer's going to be real boring?
This is me, and I quote,
Oscar,
yes, it's going to be a big-scale film, but it seems more that it's following a guy over decades. This is at least following someone. My point being, like, Nolan was more like the big-scale guy, so he loses character. So my hope with Oppenheimer was, it's going to be big, and we're following a guy in World War II with, like, the atom bomb. But it seems like it is just about the guy who made the atom bomb as opposed to the atom bomb itself. And then Robbie said, quote, replying to me, "I think you're holding out hope for a movie that's going to be shit. I think this is going to be Christopher Nolan's first Man. It's just going to be fucking boring. And then I went, I'm not excited about the premise. And then you went, Nolan is the big ideas guy. Him just doing a biopic about a real guy in World War II is so fucking boring. There's nothing he can do to make it interesting.
Sorry, did you make up that last bit, or did I actually say that?
That was a quote that you actually said.
There's nothing he can do to make this interesting. Wow. Holy shit, I'm a fucking moron. I take back everything I said about me being a prophet. That is ridiculous.
That is such... And if anything, I went, this might be good because we're following one guy as opposed to a big scale. And what was interesting, this is before it was announced the runtime, and we were like, there isn't a runtime announced, but it's probably going to be fucking long, and that's terrified. And it was really long, but it was really well paced.
It was incredibly well paced. Oh God, I mean, we might talk about it later.
We might. Then Barbie. Then I said, this is one of my most anticipated films of the year. You said, yeah, it's going to be great. I said, is there a possibility that we're all going to be like, yeah, then we're going to see it, and did we overhype it to be something it was never going to be? You said, it'll be really weird if it turned out to just be a blockbuster movie about Barbie. It's got to be something else. There's no way Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach have done a Barbie movie together, and it's just a movie about Barbie going on an adventure. I was kind of right with that in the sense of like, are we all overhyping this, and it's never going to be anything that we would think it's going to be? And and Robbie, they did do that.
It's exactly my opinion on the movie, that it's just a studio comedy.
And
but the whole thing of like, are we overhyping this, and is it never going, that thing? But people went to see it and just still thought it was that,
still
but it
kept
wasn't.
With the hype.
Which is why I got so annoyed with it.
Right.
But that, whatever. It's not in my top 10, spoiler, I guess. But goddamn. Oh.
The Marvels.
Fuck.
I saw the title and I went to you, what is this? And then you went, this is Captain Marvel 2. And then I just shrugged. That's exactly like I read it. I went, the Marvels, looked at you, what is this shit? And then I shrugged, and then you went, and I think this is I'm gonna try and read it how you said it as well. You went, and I think it's gonna be good. No, I don't. Why am I lying? I think people will see it and go, okay.
That barely even happened. People didn't see it, and the ones that did went, that was bad.
And then you said, I think discourse around it will be terrible.
Yeah, it was.
And then we had a slight bicker about Marvel. A Marvel director doesn't mean shit because MCU director can't get their like stuff through.
Which I still disagree with.
Because I looked, I went, it's Nia DaCosta. That doesn't mean fuck all. And you were like, shut up. I went, no. Well, it didn't. I'm sure as fuck. I didn't see the film, but I sure as fucking guarantee the stuff that she did in Candyman didn't translate in the Marvels.
Right. I'm chomping on a biscuit, but it did actually. The action sequences were really cool, and the camera movement in the action sequences were kind of sick. Like that bit where that lady's getting attacked by the person that you can't see in Candyman.
Oh, yeah.
And the camera's all fucking moving around and shit. The action scenes were like that, and it was kind of cool.
Okay.
But the movie it sucked. So.
I mean, I still have the opinion that a director doesn't mean shit with a Marvel film.
And you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy, all of them, yes?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
Continue.
The Meg 2. I said, it's going to be dog shit.
Yeah.
Robbie said, yeah, it's going to be dog shit, and Julia's uncle will think it's great.
That's exactly what happened, dude. I saw him over Christmas, and he was like, "Did you see the Meg 2?" I was like, "No."
You're like, "Leave me alone, please." Leave me alone.
Because he remembered when we had a fucking discussion about the Meg 1 when we first met, and he was talking about how good it was, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he was like, "Did you see the Meg 2 yet?" I was like, "No." He was like, "It's fucking great." It's not.
I bet you think it is, yeah. But then also following on from then I saw the director. It was because it was Ben Wheatley, and then I thought maybe it will be shit, and then I quickly remembered, Godzilla King of the Monsters and Michael Dougherty, so it might just be like that.
Yeah.
Like I literally went, oh, maybe this will. It's like, no, I did go see.
Don't do that to yourself.
No, so I just didn't see the Meg. It wasn't like, well, maybe because of this director. I'm like, no, because again, with a lot of studio films, most studio films, the director doesn't mean shit. TMNT.
Hell yeah.
Robbie said, I think this is going to be fucking great. And then Robbie saw the writing team and then panicked.
Yeah.
And then he was with the quotes, I just want a good one.
Well, calm yourself, Pastor Robbie. It was fucking great. It's okay, dude.
Okay. Haunted Mansion.
Oh.
I read the cast list.
Yeah.
Then found out Jared Leto was in it. Robbie dropped the mic and deflated. I just started laughing. Robbie then said, "What the fuck is the point of anything? Why do we make anything?" And then I went, "What we think?" Then I went, "This is exactly the exchange that we had. What we thinking? What we thinking? Is this going to be good? No, isn't it? No, it's not. Yeah, probably not."
Brilliant.
And then we moved on.
I haven't seen it.
Neither did I. I heard it wasn't too bad though.
I didn't see it out of spite because it was a Halloween movie that came out in fucking June.
Weird.
Why would you do that? It's called Haunted Mansion. What are you doing?
Because they saw Saw X was about.
Yeah, I think because they wanted it to launch
on that.
Well, yeah, I think they wanted it to launch on Disney Plus in October.
Yeah.
Hoping for a big digital release for some fucking reason.
But it's as if Disney is the worst.
Yeah.
Then we talked about Gran Turismo.
Yeah. Oh God.
Robbie said, "I think it's going to be good," and I went, well, I don't, and you went, "Well, we'll see, won't we?"
Did I get that aggressive?
Yeah, you went, "Well, we'll see."
About a movie that I didn't see because I heard it was bad. What the fuck?
There you go.
I'm really losing it here.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I was doing so well for a bit, but I'm fucking nosediving right now.
Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
Robbie said, "I think it'll be good," and that's it. And then I went, "I don't know much about any of it, so I don't care." And that is also a thing that happened.
It was good. I liked it a lot. If you're looking for a good family film, watch that. It's nice, and it made me cry.
This one was actually quite funny, this next bit.
Oh, yeah.
A Haunting in Venice. We saw the title.
Oh, is that Kenneth Branagh with his little mustache?
We saw the title, and then it took a while for either of us to know what this was, because we're like, A Haunting in Venice, who's in this? Yeah. And then we found out it's another Pyro film, and this is exactly how it happened. I went, it's one of these. And then I went, fuck, it's another one of these fucking films. And then you went, I fucking love these shit movies.
I do fucking love those shit movies. I think Death on the Nile is like the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. It's so fucking funny.
It was literally a thing where like I was reading because I saw Haunting in Venice. I went, all right, this is a pretty stacked cast. So Kenneth Branagh is in it. Oh, Kenneth Branagh directed it. Oh wait, he's prior. Oh fuck, it's an Agatha Christie. Oh damn it! It was literally that.
Yeah, I remember when the trailer started for that when I was in the cinema one time and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" It looks like this weird, like satanic, like possession horror film, and then he steps out of the shadows with his stupid little mustache.
It's good. You know how people start joking about like get Benoit Blanc with the Muppets? Why don't we get legit Kenneth Branagh with the Muppets? Like imagine,
hell yeah,
like that would become some lunacy. Then The Expendables 4. I said it. I read the title, and then you went, "Why? What the fuck is going on?" And then you start losing it when I said 50 Cent was in it.
I didn't see it, obviously.
No, neither did I. That was a weird trailer. Did you see the trailer for that?
Yes, it was fucking bizarre.
Because it started off like this weird rom-com action flick with Jason Statham and Megan Fox, and then a knock on the door happened, and I can't remember who it was, but
probably Stallone.
I think it was. He's like, "We're gonna need your help" or whatever. I don't know.
We're doing Expendables.
Craven. We both agreed it will be bad. It got delayed, so we're gonna say it's gonna be bad again.
It's not out yet. It's still gonna be bad. I don't know what you expect from us.
The Exorcist Believer. I said this. I'm cautious. I don't want it to be what they just did with Halloween. And it's not what they just did with Halloween. It was worse. It was really not good. It was so bad. The best thing that came out of that film was watching Mark Kermode's review for it.
Yeah.
I'm being completely honest.
Was he quite upset? I can imagine he was quite upset.
Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah, so it was fun for that reason. But the film isn't even laughably bad. It's actually really forgettable. But when you do start remembering, he goes, oh, yeah, that was all shit. Like, that was shit, and that was shit.
That sucks.
Yeah. Then, Saw X.
Sucks.
And then you went, will it be good? No. And then I went, I don't know. And then Robbie then started getting confused about the Saw timeline, and Oscar decided not to subject Robbie to all this in that video. That's exactly because I was like, I don't know, because it's like in between 1 and 2. And you wait, so what's the earliest of the timeline? I went, oh, Robbie, let's. And then you kept asking.
It's kind of 8.
It's kind of, but also there's flashbacks in like 4 that like. So it's like,
yeah.
Now you've watched up to 5, and you've also watched Sawks, and you've watched Spiral. With Saw 11 coming out this year, we'll finish the rest of that shit with you.
Hell yeah.
Do you see what I mean? That it's not an easy question to answer when going, so what's the first in this timeline? It's like,
it's that bit where his wife's baby gets crushed in a door or whatever by that like meth addict.
Yeah.
Is that 4? Is that in 4?
It's in 4. That's Cecil.
Yeah.
Dune Part 2. No, it got delayed, but here's our thoughts on then. Robbie said, I think I'm going to go into it hoping it'll be better than the first one, and then it's going to carry on being boring. I agreed. And then I went, and I agree with it. And then I love this little exchange we had. And I went, I mean, Florence Pugh is in this one. And you went, yeah, and so was Austin Butler.
Wow. Holy shit. What have I got against Aliens in the Attic Zone, Austin Butler?
Oh, God.
God damn.
What
incredible reference to pull out of my ass.
We're coming in close to the end, by the way.
Yeah, go on.
Wish.
Oh, yeah. That came out this year. Holy shit.
Robbie said it will probably be quite good because it's an anniversary thing for them. And then I went, might be the Clerks 3 of this year. Who knows?
Wasn't. Apparently it's real bad.
And then you went, Mickey's going to die from a heart attack.
I mean,
well, Steamboat Willie's back in the public domain, everyone. So maybe we can make him die of a heart attack.
Yeah, I can't disprove that happened.
No, neither
because I haven't seen it. But I heard it was bad, and I don't like how the animation looks. So
yeah, Wonka. I said I'm excited, and you went, yeah, I think it's gonna be great. Fucking Serge is all right because the two of us are like, why are people?
Why are people upset about this?
Why are people like, ugh? It's like,
it's
the guy did Paddington. What do you mean? And then I heard, remember people were like, yeah, but the trailers just look weird. I'm like, the trailers for Paddington looked weird.
Yeah, like, and also it's Willy Wonka. Like, what the fuck what do you want?
Victoria has like a thing that she's refusing to see this film. And
Why?
I'm like, and she went, it just looks weird. It looks straight. Like she went, is he a pedo in this one? I'm like, he's actually really charming, Victoria.
Yeah, he's more of a pedo in the original one.
That's why. But that's why she.
Well, he's most of a pedo in the Johnny Depp one.
Which is when she thinks Willy Wonka, that's all she thinks about. She only thinks about like Johnny Depp. Like she doesn't think about Gene Wilder. So she's like, and so I'm like, she's like, the trailers just looked odd, and it's like she's always disturbed by it. I'm like, just go and watch it. It's nice.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good, and there's a little Hugh Grant.
CGI's a little bit odd in that, but
it's fine. It's whatever.
Then I read Untitled Ghostbusters Afterlife sequel, which was listed to come out originally.
Yeah, delayed.
And then Robbie said, I'm very excited about this. And I assume you're still very excited about this.
I'm still very excited about it. It comes out in March. I didn't realise that James Acaster was in it, so that's nice.
Then I read The Colour Purple. I read it was a musical, and then you went, doesn't seem like you can sing many happy songs about that.
Yeah, and I stand by it, but apparently it's very good.
I'm hearing mid things.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Aquaman 2. Robbie said, I don't think it'll be very good. And so yeah, there you go.
I was right.
I didn't see it.
I have seen it.
Oh, why?
I don't fucking know. They didn't, because I was curious as to whether they'd kill the baby, and they didn't kill the baby.
No.
And
then I threw 3 other films, and then there was 3 other films that didn't necessarily have releases, but we were aware of them coming out, type of thing. So I talked about Infinity Pool, and then Robbie, you went, I won't see it.
Wait, what was that?
Infinity Pool. The
the fucking weird cloning thing. Yeah, no, I didn't see that. Fuck that noise, quite frankly.
Yeah, I like it. It's good.
It's probably gross. I haven't seen it.
It's not your thing. It's not your thing at all. Is what I will say.
Yeah.
Still a Michael J. Fox film. The Michael J. Fox
documentary.
Oh,
I want to see that.
It's good. Robbie said, "Will it be heartbreaking?" I went, "Yeah, probably like Val." And you know what? It's on the same level. I would say is what I was saying.
Okay, cool. I liked Val.
And then we remembered, oh yeah, Killers of the Flower Moon's coming out this year because it didn't get listed on like a release date. I was excited. Yeah. I was excited. Robbie sighed, and that is what our predictions were for 2023.
And that was bang on, also.
Yeah.
of our opinions of that movie.
So we'll see what happened there. And now what I want to do before we go into it, I want to revisit our top 10s from last year.
Okay, yeah.
To see if any of these have changed. So these are my 10 was RRR, which I stand by that. I haven't rewatched it since, but when I do think about it again, I'm like, yeah, that film fucked quite hard, to be fair.
I've still never seen it.
And
I should watch it.
And I still think you would actually really like it.
Yeah.
Number 9, I had Decision to Leave, the Park Chan-wook film. I want to rewatch it. Still really like it, though. I haven't seen it since then, but still want to watch it.
Yeah.
I rewatch it. I said The Northman. Again, similar type of thing. I still really like that. Want to rewatch it, though, because I want to get like a perspective on it again.
Yeah.
The Banshees of Inisherin. I still really like it.
Yeah, I like that movie a lot.
Haven't revisited it, though. This is the thing. But I usually go in waves with Mark McDonough. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? Get In Bruges, get Seven Psychopaths, get 3 Billboards, all that stuff. My number 6 was Clerks 3. Quite high, but part of me still thinks that I would put it that high.
Yeah, it's delightful.
Oh, made me bawl like a baby. Made me
fucking weep.
and any film that could get that much of an emotional response from me, I'm having it high. And that was when I was like, and when I say favorite films, this is why Clerks 3 lands on my 6. No.
Yeah.
At number 5, I had After Yang, still a film I like a lot. I wanted to stick it on like the other month, but I didn't.
Yeah.
So it's still in my head present. I want to watch it again. The Batman was my number 4. And I'm like, yeah, probably still up there for me.
Probably right, yeah.
Again, another one that I'm like, I fancy watching that again sometime soon, actually. My number 3 was Everything Everywhere All at Once. Still stand by that, if I'm being honest.
Slaps.
Haven't revisited it, though, since, if I'm being
honest. No, I haven't.
But I still remember liking it a lot, type of thing. Cha Cha Real Smooth was my number 2. A film that I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't talk about that film that much. But when I think about it, I'm like, you know what? No, I would say that would still be my number 2. Yeah. Like that's still a film that is quite like I see clips of it like on Instagram or whatever, and I'm like, oh yeah, you know what? This does still quite hit home for me. And my number 1 was After Sun. That was my favorite film of last year. Still would say it's my favorite film of last year. Have I rewatched it? Don't think I've rewatched it, but I've definitely kept thinking about it. So oddly enough, I don't think I've rewatched any of these films since, which is interesting to think, actually. But all of them, I'm like, I would still have them all there. So that's your top 10, Robbie.
Oh, God, I hate this because it makes me just go like, what are you talking about?
Your number 10 was The Menu.
Yeah, it's good, yeah.
Still need to see it. I want to see it.
It's very good. It's on Disney+.
Your number 9 was Clerks 3.
Yeah, banger. Great. Your
number 8 was Boiling Point.
Yes, really liked it.
I would actually, in my head, I'm like, would I actually put that in my top 10?
That film fucking slaps.
Like, I watched a short film for the first time not long ago, and I'm like, it's like 20 minutes go by like that. I'm like, fuck, man, I just want to watch I want to watch
the show was good.
I need to watch it. I do need to watch it.
It's a good time.
Your number 7 was Belfast.
Yes, stand by it. I know you don't like that movie, but
don't.
I stand by it. I really like that.
Your number 6 was Avatar 2.
Yeah, stand by it. Again, go fuck yourself.
I've liked that less as the years went on.
Yeah, of course you have.
Your number 5 was Nope.
Yeah, good.
I want to rewatch it. I still need to rewatch it, personally. Remember liking it.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Your number 4 was The Banshees of Inisherin.
Yeah, banger. Really like it.
It's interesting how we both are the ones that are like, no, this is really good. And others around us are like, that's shit.
Well, saying that, Julia says that this is one of her favourite movies ever.
I can believe that. No, I can believe that.
But she also said she never wants to see it again.
Oh, because the donkey.
She's seen it. No, she's seen it once in the cinema when we went.
Yeah.
She says she thinks it's one of her favourite films ever, but she never wants to rewatch it because of how special it was the first time she saw it.
That's fair.
She never wants to see it again in case it's not as good as she imagines it to be in her head.
That's fair.
Which is fair.
Yeah. I've recently discovered that I'm kind of like that with Ghost of Tsushima. Not a film, it's a game, but like I've recently discovered that might be my all-time favorite game. But I never want to actually replay it again, actually, weirdly enough.
No, you never want to start from scratch again.
No, because I was like, the way I played that game was so individual and so like, oh, this is all right. I don't want to do that again. I'd watch someone else play it, but I'm not sure if I would go back to playing it again. Your number 3 was The Batman.
Yeah. Slaps. I still very much enjoy it. I'm excited for the second one.
Definitely. Same. Yeah. Your number 2 was Everything Ever All at Once.
Yeah. So I haven't rewatched it, but I do like it.
And your number 1 was Glass Onion. That was your favorite film of last year, is what you said.
Yeah, which I really, really enjoyed, but I don't know if I would. I would, in my brain, that's past Robbie going, I can't put The Batman as number 1. I have to not look like a fucking dweeb. So I've put Glass Onion there instead. When in reality, I would
just go with what you actually like. Yeah,
I would reorder that top 3.
How would you reorder it?
I think it would be Everything Everywhere's number 1, then Batman, then Glass Onion.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
I think I would. Yeah, I'd swap 3 and 1.
Okay.
Oh no, that's not right, is it?
You just flip, just like almost like turn the wheel with it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
But also one thing I want to do before we get in, I know but also fuck it's a podcast. You get what?
Yeah, fuck it. Skip ahead, man.
I've now been doing this long enough. I've now been doing these YouTube top 10 lists long enough.
Oh yeah.
To where it's been 10 years ago since the first time I did a top 10 list on YouTube. So
oh my god, top 10 lists, go.
So I want to read what I said was my 10 favorite films of 2013 at that time.
Oh, fuck yeah, let's go.
When I was 18 years old, this is what I said was my favorite films of the year. And at this point, I wasn't counting UK releases, so and I didn't see certain films. Like I didn't see Her at this point. I didn't see Wolf of Wall Street. I didn't. So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
My number 10 was Only God Forgives.
Haven't seen it.
Which I like a lot. I still like a lot. I watch it every now and then still. And still, I still fuck out with this. I don't think you would like it at all. It's one of those ones you would hate it. My number 9 was Gravity. Now, I've never seen this film since then, and I have no intention to ever go back to it, so that's interesting.
That movie's boring as hell, man. God damn.
My number 8 was Mud. Now,
is that the McConaughey one?
Yeah. Now, I haven't seen it since then, but I want to give this another go because it's just I do remember liking it a lot.
I've not seen this.
Yeah. I think you might like it. It's you might either like it or you might find it really boring. It's going to be one of those things, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
This one's madness to me.
Okay.
All things considered now. My number 7 was Before Midnight. Was only number 7 at that point.
God damn.
Yeah. This is before this was before the Before trilogy was like my favorite thing. So
God damn.
Yeah. My number 6 was The Hobbit: The Desolation of Smaug.
That's real?
That's real. I do remember liking it though. I do remember liking it, but I can't remember fuck all about it if I'm being honest.
That's insane. You don't like the Lord of the Rings films, right?
I think they're fine. I like them, but they're not like my favorite things. You know what I mean? That's where I stand with them.
That's thrown me. Like entirely, that's thrown off my fucking chakras.
My number 5 was The World's End.
Yeah.
I would still stand by that.
I fucking love that movie so much.
I still stand by it as my favorite of the Cornetto trilogy. Just saying.
It's not my favorite, but I think technically it's the best one.
Yeah. My number 4 was Trance.
No idea.
Danny Boyle film with James McAvoy and Rosario Dawson.
No idea.
I remember loving it, and I've got the Blu-ray, and I haven't seen it since. So it's one of those ones where...
yeah.
My number 3 was The Hunt.
No.
Mads Mikkelsen is from the same director as Another Round, and
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I rewatched it. I saw it once, and then I've seen it a second time last year, and I'm like, fuck, this is really good. Like this, like this. So I'm like, I'm fine with that still being there. My number 2 was The Place Beyond the Pines.
I haven't seen it.
Which I remember at that point, I was obsessed. I remember seeing, watched that for the first time in the cinema. Blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. And then I rewatched it again 2 years ago. I remember thinking to myself, this is still really good.
Yeah.
Not sure if I love it to that level anymore, but it's still really fucking good. And my favorite film of 2013 at the time was Prisoners. That was I was obsessed. And you know what?
Yeah.
I still out of all them films I've just read, I mean, it's not my favorite because Before Midnight's my favorite of all those, but Prisoners is almost perfect. No, Prisoners might be perfect. Prisoners might be perfect.
Yeah. I like Prisoners a lot. I would, out of that list, I'd go The World's End would be my number 1 because I can. It's a weird talent that I have that I can recount that movie word for word. I saw it I think I watched it about 14 times in a week.
Right.
Once.
I think that was a similar. I just kept rewatching it at one point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I was on a holiday and we had little DVD players in the car, and that was the only DVD that I brought with me.
Right.
So I just watched it over and over again for a week.
It's a good one to keep rewatching. I will say that.
Fuck yeah, it's great.
Right. With that being said, Robbie, should we shimmy into our top 10s?
Let's fucking do it. I need to get my list up so I can remember what I did.
We'll once again do it this way. I'll say my 10, you say your 10, I say my 9, you say your 9. And we'll make you the last one because yours is going to be less depressing.
Slay Queen.
Probably.
Let's go. Probably.
We'll end on not as depressing of a note is all I'm saying. So.
Oh God.
My number 10.
Yeah.
Is actually not a depressing film.
That's good.
Yeah, we're going. Come on, Ken. Let's go. We're going Barbie as my 10th favorite film of the year.
Sure, dude. Sure, man. That's fucking sick, dude.
And also spoilers. I want to also it is mainly just Barbie, but I want to lump Oppenheimer in as the Barbenheimer experience because that's really good. Spoiler: Oppenheimer was my 23. So there you go.
Wow.
So
holy shit.
I might read the others like after we finish just to give context why it's that low. But yes, but Barbie. Again, if you want my main thoughts on it, we did a whole Barbenheimer thing on it. So we talked more in depth on those films. If you're more intrigued about in depth, to me personally, it's one of these ones where I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it when I first watched it. I thoroughly enjoyed it when I watched it again for a second time, and I liked being a part of the hype afterwards. I can somewhat agree with you, Rob. This is another thing I want to say. I think we said it in the Barbenheimer episode. I don't feel right being in a place where being like, you can't think it's extra. Because if women are watching this film and being and crying about this film and being like, this actually feels like something, I'm like, you know what, that's great. And that really did something for that in that way. And I think it is a good film for that in the sense of it gave people to be hyped about. It gave a very certain type of demographic to be really hyped about a thing. I think that's the best way I can describe it. Words are my strong point in that way.
That's fine.
But that's my thought. It didn't do that for me because I'm not a woman that feels like I've been unseen in cinema. But I am a Greta Gerwig fan, who is also a fan of Noah Baumbach, even though I'm not sure if he had much. It's interesting. It's interesting. It's interesting interviews with both of them. Have you seen interviews with the two?
Yeah.
It's like bits where it's like he found out he was writing it when Greta Gerwig went, "Oh yeah, by the way, we'll write a Barbie movie." He's like, "What? Why am I involved with this?
What are you talking about?
Why am I doing? Like, what are we doing?" And then, like, the interviewer was like, "Why?" And then Noah Baumbach is like, "Because there's no fucking character to this. How are we meant to write a film about this?" And then the interviewer was like, "Isn't there a character?" And Noah Baumbach was like, "No, it's just a plastic doll. What do we do with that?" So it's like, I love it. But then also I love it in the sense of, like, because obviously the interviewer then tried to be like, "How do you feel about men, a certain demographic of men saying that they feel attacked by this," which I think's stupid.
Fucking grow up, you fucking child.
I also feel like if you watch Barbie and you walk away with the message that men suck, you weren't watching the film right.
No.
You know, like, because that's not at all what the film ended with. No. The film did not end with, "Yeah, women are better than men." No, it ended with, "Men, you need to find your identity that isn't just trying to be with a woman. Try that for size." like that, which is like, that's actually quite good it's a good look at trying not to be toxic and masculine, toxic masculine or whatever, I think. But like when the interviewer asked like Baumbach and Gerwig about like, "Oh, what do you feel about that thing?" I think like Greta Gerwig gave a very Gerwig response. By the way, love her. I think she's great.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
I love how awkward she is, but also just really intelligent. It's great. Great personality. That's not annoying at all, in my opinion. But how she said like, it's just as anti-men as, and then she listed some sort of like random literature thing, and I'm like, all right, that's very Ali Agar of her. And then like Noah Baumbach was like, but Noah Baumbach had a more like direct approach, and then he went like, "I mean, I think we can take the hit."
I think we're fine.
I think we can handle this.
Yeah.
But also, again, things I did like, again, as the years went on, have I looked at this film and thought, this is something amazing? No. Have I still thought about this film and been like, that was a really good time? Yeah. So that's more so why I'm still on board with this film, because I'm like, I still found Ryan Gosling really funny. I still found a lot of the dialogue really funny. I still love the sets. I still have a bit of a bop to the soundtrack sometimes, not loads. I still appreciate a lot of it. So I'm like, well, naturally, I'm still gonna, like, if I'm looking at the film and going like, I still appreciate a lot of this, I still have a lot of enjoyment from it. And of course, I'm gonna be like, well, of course, I'm gonna put that in my top 10, even if it is just 10. It's not. I don't think it's the best or anything. But again, it's favorites, and if I'm being honest, I had a good ass time enjoying with it. Fair enough. And that's why Barbie's my number 10. I'm interested in what Greta Gerwig's going to do next, because I know she's doing a Narnia film next. And
she's doing Narnia or something.
Which is, sure.
Sick, man. I mean, for me, like, I think it's a good, fun time. Mm-hmm. It's not a bad movie by any stretch of the imagination. I think everyone just needs to fucking chill out.
But also, I remember being obsessed with certain comedies. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, it's like, you know. Yeah. It's good, and I mean I've talked this to death. It's very well made, and it's fantastic that people loved it as much as they did, and it's amazing that everyone had an amazing time making it.
Yeah.
So you know, fucking all the power to everyone that really loved it. I thought it was just kind of a comedy that I watched and thought, yeah, that was funny, but nothing crazy.
I also like that this is the highest grossing film of the year for me personally. It's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm glad I'm not seeing a CGI fuckfest.
Yeah,
that's very meaningless. Where this has got like something, this has got some bite to it, and it's got some love and craftsmanship to it. Yeah, so I was like, I'm glad that this kind of project got that love.
Yeah,
in a day of age where people going to the cinema is not that high, and it's alarming for people like me.
yeah.
So so that's my number 10.
Cool,
Robbie.
Yes, my number 10 film of the year, Oscar. So I think you're going to be quite surprised about. I think you're going to hate my list, by the way. Just putting that out there before we start. I think you're going to hate this. Okay. My number 10 film of the year is Saltburn.
Oh my god!
It's by Emerald Fennell.
That's a genuine shock.
Yeah,
that's like whoa! I can't believe you did that.
So when I first saw this movie, me and Julie went to the cinema. I don't think I've ever been more uncomfortable in a cinema in my entire life. I came out of it and was like that. I came out and then licked out of a plug hole, and then spat it back in and started my thoughts. I just thought like this. It's so fucking gross, and just why any of it, and what the fuck is the point in anything? And I just thought it was awful. Not like it.
Why is it your 10? Why is it here?
I'm getting to it. But I thought about it more, right? And then like 2 weeks went by, and I was still thinking about it, and I still couldn't brush my teeth without thinking about that fucking bath scene. And I was like, every time I brushed my teeth, I was reminded of it and was fucking gagging in the sink. It's just not a good time. And I thought to myself, for a film to have that kind of lasting impact on my psyche, maybe I need to think about this a bit more. And Julia really liked it, and we chatted about it. And I think like my initial reaction of, ugh, what the fuck? That's so fucking gross. Oh, why is he fucking that grave? Instead, it becomes like, the film is supposed to make you feel uncomfortable and unsettled and weird. And if you're going to go for that, fucking go whole hog, man. So come out of a sink. I don't know. Do it.
Go full hog, and Barry Keoghan definitely let his full hog.
Exactly. And if there's a movie where I'm seeing Barry Keoghan's little tackle, then I'm not, that's not going to not be on the top 10 of the year.
It's certainly not a little tackle, I'll tell you that
wow,
much.
Dear God. But so I just the more I thought about it, the more I was like, fuck, man, maybe, yeah.
You're right. I'm glad that you actually had this experience with Saltburn, because now you can actually understand why I like some films.
Yeah.
When I started talking about Titan.
Yeah.
You're like, why? How could you watch that? I'm trying to explain it to you. You're still baffled by it. It's kind of the same. You're in the same ballpark, Robbie, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is this is baby first gross out cinema. So all I'm going to say, I know what I'm going to be giving you recommendations for now.
It was great because, the movie, it looks fucking beautiful.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
It's so nice to look at. Everyone's so good in it.
I do. Say any bits you have to say, and then I can start, and then we can have a bit of a conversation about this.
I think that Jacob Elordi, his whole character, right, is shot the whole time with this fucking ethereal glow. Yeah. he's always shot like, and I think the aspect ratio and stuff helps with just he looks like a fucking giant, and he's always fucking backlit. And he always looks so fucking beautiful to the point where you're like, yeah, this is having a fucking crush and being like, this is such an unobtainable, beautiful thing that's just fucking above humans.
Yeah.
And there's that bit where he's talking, but then he walks past the window and whatever, and that's pretty fucking cool.
Oh yeah.
And there's the bit in the maze, and Barry Keoghan's the monster in the maze or whatever, like Greek mythology.
Sure.
It's a whole thing.
I read it more like a Shining reference. I don't know why.
No, it's a Greek myth thing with the labyrinth and the Minotaur and whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, it's good, and I like it. And although it's gross, I understand why it's gross, and I think Barry Keoghan's going to be a real good Joker.
It was my number 30.
Okay.
Saltburn. I liked it a lot. I did like it a lot. It was kind of like the film that made me go maybe I should stop rating films on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
Because how the fuck am I going to rate them?
How do you? Yeah.
So I'm like, I can't define this to just a simple star rating. So you know what? Films don't get ratings anymore. Fuck it. I'm just going to watch films now and watch them, and I'm going to say if I like them or not.
Yeah.
I was talking. It's weird because I talked that this is the film that I've talked about the most in the last few months, like with general people. Like my sister-in-law went, I watched this film called Saltburn. I went, right, okay.
Okay, okie dokie.
Okay, and then we go. So that was our Boxing Day discussion.
Yeah, it came up for me at Christmas dinner. My sister was like, "Everyone's been talking about this Saltburn thing. Should I watch it?" And I was like, "No, you're incredibly squeamish." No, and my dad was like, "She went, why not?" I was like, "Because it's fucking gross." And my dad was like, "Well, what's gross about it?" I was like, "Dad, just eat your fucking turkey."
Yeah,
I can't go into that right now.
I like it. I like the style. I like. Again, like how I like films like Titan and other types of films like that. It's a film that just fucking goes for it, and it doesn't give a shit what anyone else is going to think about it, and it just does it. Yeah. There might be another film that I'm going to talk about that just does it.
Okay.
But there might be a few, actually. But my thing with this is that it also kind of falls apart from a script point of view towards the third act.
Yes.
And by the time it's like, no, we're revealing it all. I'm like, all right, this is lazy. This is bullshit. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah, I know. I could have got this. Like, I didn't need this. Like, well, actually, he was typing gibberish on his keyboard.
Yeah. Like, I agree that the twist, which is not the twist, it's the plot of the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
which they explain to you in a little montage at the end for some reason. I did think that was like that made me roll my eyes.
It was one step away from just hitting the Saw theme with like this weird like
no, that's what it felt like.
Thing.
It was like the end of a fucking Saw movie. The fucking pin in his bike wheel. Fuck off. Oh, did he think he'd punch a Jacob Elordi's bike tire and then he'd be fucking invited to his house? Why would he do? What are you talking about?
Barry Keoghan for young John Kramer is all I'm saying.
This guy's playing 4D chess.
Also, this man's meant to be Scouse and he dips so in and out. It's like this point where he goes, I'm Irish, fuck it, I don't care.
It's fine, fuck it.
But also, I found like I saw someone go like, Emerald Fennell's given a lot of Sam Levinson energy. I went, holy shit, she is. It's so Sam Levinson. This film is so female Sam Levinson. It's basically Euphoria, but for like. Instead of lasses, it's blokes. That's just what this is. That's all this is. And I like Euphoria a lot, but Euphoria season 2 was just very style.
Yeah.
And this is, it can just be very style. And whenever I do see Emerald Fennell in interviews, it is one of these things where I'm like, you look like you're waiting for someone to say you're a genius. I'm like, you did it. You didn't make a groundbreaking film. You made a really risque film for mainstream viewers, is what you did. Yeah. And I'm kind of glad it's a film. It's one of these things where I'm glad that this film's actually got the pop. Like it's reached 1 million logs on Letterboxd. It's in the 1 million club now. So it's like, I'm glad this film, and also this film was fucking made for Letterboxd as well. This film's like,
yes. Oh my God, yes.
This film's made for like Letterboxd fucking film TikTok. Not for it's just made for that. And you know what? I think good, because that gives a certain generation hype towards film. And I mean, I liked it. Didn't love it.
I think I summed it up well when I messaged in the group chat about what I thought of it. So I don't know if I've said this on the podcast or not. I don't think I have. But this movie to me feels like, as I explained to you, how the Zack Snyder version of Watchmen is a direct adaptation of the comic book, shot for shot, word for word. That is just a direct 100% adaptation. And this movie feels like a direct 1-for-1, word for word adaptation that Tumblr girls would have been obsessed with in the early 2000s that doesn't exist. Like, which is
I agree.
That's the vibe, you know.
No, Saltburn, good shit. Surprised it's on your top 10. But
I liked it, man.
Yeah, man.
Gross.
Number 9's now.
Yeah, man.
We're getting like the shit that you don't like out the way with, and this wasn't intentional, but this is just how my list fell.
Okay.
My number 9 is we haven't had a phone call from him in a while, but his new film I fucked with quite hard. It's Killers of the Flower Moon. Fuck
you, man. Sure, go on.
Hey,
say your fucking piece.
Have I watched it since the cinema? No, I haven't.
No, you haven't got a week spare.
Can I remember everything about it? No, I can't remember everything about it. But when I finished watching it for the first time, did I want to go back to it? Yeah, I did. Like after I was like, I want to go back again. I want to go back in that cinema and experience cinema in my cinema eyes again. I want to do that again. And yeah, is it long? Yeah. Who gives a shit? I watch long films all the fucking time. What's the point? The argument needs to stop. The argument, the point being, a film's long so bad.
Yeah, the issue isn't that it's long.
Like that's not what we need. That's not it. If you didn't find it interesting, fair enough. But you can't look at a film's runtime and point at it and go, that bad. No, it not.
Yeah.
I've watched 4-hour films, and I'm like that one, like that. I've watched 1:40 films that I've felt like I wanted to fucking die for how slow they are.
Yeah.
If you can do a film well, you can do a film well. Did I feel this film was 3.5 hours? Yeah, I did. But was I interested in everything that was happening? Yes, I was. The feeling that I got from Killers of the Flower Moon is if I was binging a true crime drama. That's how I felt watching it. I'm like, and you know what? If I can get really into a true crime drama, I like it. I can really get into a true crime drama. I need to watch True Detective Season 4. Haven't seen it yet. It's just starting, actually.
It's good.
Oh, that's good. That's good to hear. As a True Detective fan, I'm happy to hear about that. But also, like, I don't know, because I like The Jinx, like the miniseries The Jinx, which is a documentary show, but I like that a lot. So it gave me that vibe of like, oh, okay, what's going to happen next type of thing. I liked, really, honestly, I liked Robert De Niro a lot in it. I thought he was excellent in it. It's one of the better ones he's done in a little while, actually. Leonardo DiCaprio, yeah, he's good. He's good. He was enough of a main character that I'm fine with in it. I like Lily Gladstone a lot. I want to see more of her in that. For me personally, again, it was one of these things that it was just a film by one of my favorite directors that I liked a lot. And it's not a film that I necessarily personally resonated with, but what I can say is when it finished, I wanted to go back into it again. And I was also looking up interviews afterwards. Like I was like, that's also another thing how I determine if I really liked a film. If I finish watching the film and I'm like, what did the people who made it say? Like I want to keep thinking about it in a way. It's a fascinating piece of history that I'm not familiar with. So that was also good, in my opinion. I liked everything about it personally. Not a film that I loved or adored or like really like. I'm not really passionate about this film, but I mean, fuck man, I'd watch this again, and that's what I mean. And the fact that I could say that about a film well over 3 hours deserves a place in my top 10.
Nah, boring, badly paced, completely forgettable characters. DiCaprio's laughable at points. De Niro's on autopilot. I can think of 2 good shots in the whole thing. The rest of it's just fucking dirty-looking, desaturated fucking mid-shots. It's boring as hell. Cannot remember what it was about. Fuck it. Did not like it at all.
And Robbie is racist towards Martin Scorsese, as you all know.
Yes, I'm Scorsese phobic, as we've established on this show.
This nice little old man who just wants to make. He's aware he doesn't have long left to live, and he's I just want to make films that I want to make. And,
I just want to make one. I want to make another one about Jesus.
It's a bit different. But also, and he's making cute, and his daughter's making cute little TikToks with him.
Yeah, that's good. That's good fun. I love him as a person. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a fucking master of his craft.
Then stop slagging him off.
I just
let him make
his movies are just not for me. Sometimes
and that's another thing. He's making films he wants to make, and that's
good
happening.
On him. Yeah,
go for it. You know,
I mean, of course he fucking can. He's Martin Scorsese. He can make what he wants.
Well, he wasn't able to make The Irishman unless if it was for Netflix. That's what he said. He wasn't able to make Killers of the Flower Moon unless it was for Apple TV. That's what it was happening with.
Is it because all the other studios said this is too long and stupid, Scorsese, and it's not going to be any fun?
Films don't need to be fun.
But I know films don't need to be fun. I'm just finished talking about fucking Saltburn.
You had a fun time with that, though.
Yeah, I did have a fun time with it, but dear fucking hell. It can make me feel something.
Oh, this is the thing I wanted to comment. Not anything. I think I told you about this again.
Yeah.
I guess it's not really spoiler. It would have been a spoiler to me because I didn't watch a single trailer for this because I like going this blind. And all I knew, I'm like, right, I know De Niro's in this. I know Leonardo DiCaprio's in this. I know Lily Gladstone's in this. That's all I know. Then I hear a knock on the door, and then Leonardo DiCaprio goes, I see like a cowboy hat, and then the door opens, and it's Jesse Plemons. I'm like, he's in this? You what? Cool. Okay, nice. And then another surprise thing happens is Leonardo DiCaprio walks in court, he sits down, we cut to just a shot of De Niro, and is that Brendan Fraser?
And then he stands up and goes fucking crazy.
Yeah, and I'm like,
fucking alright.
I just remember being like, is that Brendan Fraser? And then he just starts I cannot believe this. This is amazing. And then the other surprise, Martin Scorsese ends the film.
Yeah, I forgot that happened and it was fucking weird. But also, good on him. I was delighted to see him by the end of it, to be honest.
Who? Scorsese?
I was so happy that he was there.
I liked how it ended. I liked that choice of it ending.
I don't remember how it ended. I don't know if DiCaprio went to prison. I don't know if he died. I don't know what happened to De Niro.
No, I mean the choice of like how they don't do title cards. They do like a
it's like I like that.
Like,
that was nice.
Like, that's not. And Martin Scorsese is the last one to say the thing.
Did Jesse Plemons figure it out? I don't remember. I fucking no idea what happened at the end of that movie.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, sure.
Basically.
Okay.
Your number 9.
My number 9. Let me concur with the phone. My number 9 Oscar in a similar vein to Killers of the Flower Moon is Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
There's hats with peaks on them, I guess.
Yes, I guess. Fucking awesome, dude. Holy shit. That movie slapped. It was great. I had a fucking great time. The villain was good fun. I like John Mulaney as Jack Horner. I thought that was nice. Good fun time. I thought that it was so much better than it ever needed to be. Puss in Boots 2 can just come out and be fine. You know what I mean? And it'll make its money because, fucking kids all want to go see it. And, and it's fine. It doesn't have to fucking blow your socks off. Yeah. And I went, and it's like, what if Puss in Boots contemplated his own fucking mortality? It's like, well, shit, okay, I guess. The character Death in this is great. I love it. He's fucking terrifying. Iconic villain, I would say. He's so good. Again, I'm feeling like I'm not having a lot to say about this. It looks beautiful. The animation is beautiful. It's stunning. Obviously, the exploration. I can't believe I'm saying this. The exploration of Puss in Boots' character is incredible.
The fact you can say that sentence is
insane. I really like the new animation style for these movies. It doesn't look like the other Shrek movies. It looks like Into the Spider-Verse. I mean, let's be fucking real. That's what they're doing. But it looks beautiful. And the art design itself is really nice. Character designs are really nice. I thought that I can't remember his fucking name. He plays Guillermo in What We Do in the Shadows. The little fucking dog.
Oh yeah.
Thought he was kind of annoying, but apart from that, I have absolutely no faults with this. It was great. I would stick this on fucking whenever and have a great time and have a big old smile on my face for an hour and a half or however long this movie is.
It is my number 40 on my list. I enjoyed it. I watched it once. I watched it once around O'Croyd. We were like, yeah, right. And then I'd never watched it again.
But Florence Pugh's good.
Yeah, but I don't.
She's doing a Cockney accent. Yeah, well, come on now. She's doing a Cockney accent, and she's
she is good.
Goldilocks. No, she's very good.
Yeah, no. I like the concept. I like a lot about this. It just doesn't stick in my head, and everything you say, I agree with. But it's just not. It's just not the one. It's just not the film that I'm putting on the rig, or the film that's sticking in my head. But I agree with everything you said.
I'd put this on fucking whenever and have just a nice time.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair.
I might show my nephew it.
It would be that.
He's currently obsessed with Paw Patrol. So,
my niece was like that.
Oh my god, I'm gonna try and give him something else so I don't have to watch the fucking Paw Patrol movie again. Holy shit!
Saw.
Yes, give him Saw. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, that was your number 9, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. I loved it. Good time. You should watch it if you haven't seen it. Yeah, go on.
My number 8. You know what? Decent year for docs. Decent year for documentaries. I only saw 3. But
nice.
But
3 more than me, brother.
Yeah, you know what? Hey, but this year, I'll get into a little bit more when we start part 2. But I kind of wanted to. I had a bit of a reevaluation of what I want to say are my favorites. Like, and it's more of a thing of like, I don't want to put something that, and the majority of it is like, I don't want to be like, this is my favorite film and then feel it's a bit disingenuous. I want the film itself to feel genuine. So it could be in anything. So I watched a document. So my number 8 is a documentary called Great Photo, Lovely Life. And it's on Now TV, and I'll read the letterbox synopsis for you, Robbie.
Yeah, go.
The film is about a photojournalist turns her lens on the decades of sexual abuse her family and community experienced at the hands of her grandfather in this unflinching portrait of intergenerational trauma, family secrets, and redemption. So
holy shit.
Dark. And so it's not just... It's a documentary not just from an outside perspective, talking head. Tell us about how bad this was. The actual filmmaker herself is, as an investigative journalist, is like, mate, my family's fucked. We need healing. This is the way of healing. And there's, like, the film opens with her and her mum visiting her granddad, and it'll be wild. I knew the premise, but it's wild if you don't know anything about the film, because you just walk in this flat, like this little apartment place with this old man, and it's this sweet old man who's just like, oh, hello, haven't seen you in a while, how are you doing? And, you know, oh, bless it, little old man, look at him. And then, you know, we see him in the old people's home, and then they're sat having food with him or whatever, and then, like, there's people going around just like, oh, he's a lovely man, he is, bless him, he's a good one, and all that stuff, giving him praise. And then we then eventually go to a talking head thing where there's a camera where I want to credit her name. Amanda Mustard is the filmmaker's name, where she has the camera on her grandfather, and then she goes, so what's like the earliest memory of that you can think of? I can't remember the specific question, but then she starts just asking him about what he's done. And he's just answering it so blunt.
Yeah.
Like, well, you know, I wish I got help for it, but, you know, I couldn't help it. And then it's this constant thing where, like, we then go with Amanda talking with her mother. They get in contact with survivors of their grandfather.
Oh, my God.
Talk about that. It's this whole, like, thing where, to me, I'm like, fuck, man. But then there's moments where, slight spoilers, I guess, within the documentary, the grandfather does die.
Oh, shit.
Just from natural causes and all that stuff. And her and the mum are clearing out his shit, and they just got piles of his stuff. And there's a point, and then Amanda, again, there's points where it's like she's taking snap photos, because, again, photojournalism type of thing.
Yeah.
And she's got this thing where she's positioned her mum in the middle of all her dad's fucking clothes. She's taking pictures. And then they just start laughing. And then they go like, this is mental, isn't it? And like this is and it's, so the film, again, dark topic. But there's points of like, maybe, again, it's like you're seeing the, like in any form of trauma, in life, you do see the funny side of it in times. It's not all like, my life is ruined, blah, blah, blah. It's like, what the fuck are we doing here? Or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like, and then moments it does, and then you see him in the old age, and you go like, I mean, this is sad. He's just a sad little old man. But then, like, you read files, they go, this motherfucker got, like, a court case for sexually assaulting an 8-year-old girl, and they just let him off. Because that was just the thing. It's like, you go off on good behavior. And then he just moved states, because that was the state law then. And then he could get off. But he kept doing this. He kept. It's insane. And it's like, again, little things. It's almost like a fucked up ancestry film, where she's like Amanda knew this about her grandfather, I believe she said that she also had a moment with her grandfather. Like it wasn't, it was
right.
like,
Yeah,
there's loads of things about it and all that. Where she's like, so she almost wanted, like, I want nothing to do with this fucking thing. But then she's like, maybe I should learn about this.
Yeah.
To like actually go through this healing process. So that's why Great Photo, Lovely Life is the name of the film. It's on Now TV if you're a UK viewer.
That sounds fucking awesome, man.
Not that long as well. Hour and 52. Again, dark topic, but it's not all depressing doom and gloom. And it's fucking fascinating from a filmmaking point of view as well. Again, nothing complicated either, but it's like, fuck, man. It's just... Again, she's got a co-director with her who's like filming the stuff as well and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, but it is just all right. This small group just making this film. It's not a big production. It's not big Netflix.
Yeah.
But it is a very well qualified photojournalist making a documentary about her own life and her family. Like dark, fucked up history, man. There's a lot of things as well that I didn't mention because if you haven't seen it, go watch it. The fact that the granddad dies isn't a big spoiler. It's just what happens in the life. It's what happens amongst that. It's class. It's great. And would highly recommend. Great photo, lovely life.
I might have a look at that. That sounds fucking cool. My number 8 is Marcel the Shell with Shoes On.
Okay. Nice.
What a fucking delightful jaunt.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. So this film, for anyone that hasn't heard of it, because I was going through my list with the guys at work and they had no idea what the fuck I was talking about with this. It's like a mockumentary, would you say?
Yeah, I would say
it's like a mockumentary. So there's a little shell with a little googly eye or whatever called Marcel, who's the fucking best.
Sweetheart.
I love this little. I was gonna say little guy, but then. They're voiced by Jenny Slate, so I don't know if it's meant to be
no. Marcel is a boy.
It's a guy, right?
Yeah.
I fucking love that little guy.
I want to see a podcast with Paddington and Marcel.
Yes. Oh my god, yes.
Oh, and Winnie the Pooh. Throw Winnie the Pooh in there from Christopher.
I'd fucking die. I'd have a heart attack from wholesomeness.
From how adorable everything is.
Oh my god. So Marcel used to live with his family of shells at this guy's house. At this couple's house. But the couple had a breakup. Now it's just the guy that lives there. He's kind of down on his luck. He's a bit fucking depressed or whatever. And in that breakup and everything, suddenly he woke up one day and all of the family wasn't there anymore. And so it's just him and his grandma, who's also delightful. And they decide to go they decide to try and find their family. And so Marcel starts filming himself and putting it on YouTube with the help of the guy who owns the house or whatever, and they become viral and get internet famous.
Who's played by the actual director of the film, I believe.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
I believe he is the director of the film.
And they're trying to find Marcel's family, and fuck, man, it's just the best. It just makes me feel so nice inside, and the stop motion on the shells and everything. Top draw, man. Really nice. It's really nicely integrated with live action footage and everything. Just looks weirdly nice for what it is. I would say it's a very specific vibe of film. If you're looking for a movie to watch when you're maybe in the winter time, maybe this time of year, and you just want to like cozy up on the sofa with a little blanket on like a Sunday at like, I don't know, fucking 10 or 11 a.m. and watch a little movie and maybe have a bit of lunch or whatever, fucking slap this on. You'll have the best time. It's so nice.
It is my number 35, and it's a film that I do need to rewatch. I've watched it once, so I remember liking it, but it didn't stick with me in my head. But when I did see it when I watched it, I was like, oh, I like that one a lot. But obviously it didn't stay with me enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like it. I like it a lot. I would say it's like a nice little like if it's like a rainy day, get this on.
Yes, exactly.
I would put it. It's not a pensive rainy day film. It's like but it's not fluff. I wouldn't say that.
It's not. No, it's not at all.
There's some actual really nice, genuine like moments of like how you actually deal with loss.
Yeah, dealing with loss, dealing with heartbreak
in many ways. So this is what I do need to rewatch because I feel like I would now have a better appreciation.
Yeah.
Now I've seen it once. Now I've got the fucking plot out the way with. I can now get.
Yes.
Now get this shit. But yeah, no, Marcel Shellshoe's on. Good one. That's a good one.
It's great, man.
Surprisingly enough, everyone, Robbie's the first one to bring up an A24 film and not me in this list.
I fucking win, baby. This is my year. Let's go.
We'll see if that's going to be the only A24 film Robbie's list, and we'll see if any A24 pops up on mine. I have a feeling it is, Robbie. I can't imagine you have any others.
Yes.
I can't imagine.
Yeah. It's my only A24 film for this year.
Can't imagine you have any others. Right.
You're going to lose your shit at my next thing, but that's fine. Continue.
We're on number 7, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. My number 7. I didn't expect this. This film came out fucking nowhere for many things. It was like, I wasn't even aware this film was existing last year. And then all of a sudden, I'm hearing this film exists. I'm like, all right. And then I'm hearing it's actually amazing. And then I go, all right, well, is it amazing or is it amazing for this fan base? And then I went in and watched it. And then I walked out and went, you know what? I have to admit, Godzilla -1 is fucking banging.
I haven't seen this yet. I'm excited about this.
It's like, you know what? Maybe this was everything a blockbuster should be. Maybe I should be hyped as fuck watching the action scenes and really emotionally attached to the characters and just get chills constantly in a fucking Godzilla film. What the fuck happened? Like, if anything, it's more of a baffling thing. But I can't stop thinking about this film. I also want to throw a shout out to Wonka in the same reason why I wanted to say, Barbie, Barbenheimer, Godzilla -1, Wonkazilla. It didn't come out it didn't come out the same day, and I didn't watch them in a double bill, but they came out 1 week apart, and I feel like you could have done Wonkazilla as a double bill, and it would have been just as effective as Barbenheimer.
This is the first time I'm hearing of Wonkzilla.
Because I coined it, motherfucker.
It's incredible.
Do it. Watch Godzilla -1, then Wonka. It will have the same type of effect as Barbenheimer, but it's more fun.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that.
And it doesn't take as much time. It doesn't.
Yes.
It doesn't.
Dear God.
But Godzilla -1, again, I'm not a Godzilla fan at all. I've watched the original one once, and I remember liking it quite a bit. And I haven't... James showed me, I think it's called All Monsters Attack or something, which was dog shit. It was it was a Godzilla film where that was kind of comedic. It was so bad, man. It was so bad, man. I didn't see the role. I've never seen the Roland Emmerich Godzilla. Never intended to.
It's a bad movie.
I watched the Gareth Edwards one, and Gareth Edwards might be one of my least favorite directors. Not for anything personally. He seems to be like a nice enough chap,
lovely man.
But I've not liked a single film he's made. And that's why I didn't see The Creator. Why would I have? And then as I've explained, I got tricked into seeing Godzilla King of Monsters, the sequel. And by tricked, I tricked myself. I thought it was going to be good because of the director. I went, oh no, it's not. But I was always aware of Toho are still making Godzilla, because I think that's the agreement they have with the American distributors. So you can make one, but we also need you can do your own thing, but we also still need to be making films as well. I haven't seen Shin Godzilla, but I've heard Shin Godzilla's really good as well. Godzilla -1 doesn't have any connection to any other Godzilla film. You could just go in this film. Because I thought, is this like a prequel or sequel to Shin Godzilla? No, it's a film that has Godzilla in it with characters that are wholly original to this film, and there's nothing else you need to know. Which in my head, I'm like, you know what? I miss films like that. Like big franchisey films where, you remember like a Bond film where you didn't need to worry about shit. Do I need to watch Spectre to understand this shit?
Yeah.
You kind of do. You kind of do.
Do I need to remember who Mr. White is?
Whereas you could throw on License to Kill without seeing Living Daylights and be fine. You know what I mean?
I mean, you'd be upset because you're watching that movie, but
watching what movie?
License to Kill.
That's banging. What are you on about?
Isn't that the bad one?
That's Die Another Day.
No, what's the bad one with fucking The guy. Mr. James Bond, Roger Moore.
Oh, A View to a Kill.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. God, is that the one where he's hanging off a fire truck at one point?
Probably. It's when he's too old. It's Christopher Walken.
It's real bad.
Yeah, no, License to Kill is Timothy Dalton going on a revenge path.
Well, then, yeah, that's probably good.
It's really good. But Godzilla Minus One, the premise of this, the main character is a disgraced kamikaze pilot, and it's set in the aftermath of World War II in Japan. How fascinating is that? And
that's cool.
And the film opens with him kind of like flying back in, like on, like he basically deviated away from an attack. He's like, fuck this shit, man. And obviously, in Japan, you fled from war. You fucking coward. You're a little bitch and all that stuff. So he's like, shit, I can't show my face. What's more terrifying than being disgraced by your country? Godzilla is all I'm saying. Godzilla. And then this motherfucking lizard comes smashing in. The most terrifying I've seen this bastard is all I'm saying as well. Genuinely. It's one of those ones where it's like he's like every other shitty Godzilla film that I've seen, which is most of them. It's always like you're just the human characters are boring as fuck and they've got nothing to them, and you're like, just show me Godzilla punching a building, and then you see him punching a building and it's not impressive because you're watching a computer generated thing where the CGI is really dark, so you can't see anything. So it's like, what the fuck is this? So you just want to see Godzilla do the atomic breath and do a thing. This Godzilla, you don't want to see, because this Godzilla is terrifying. Like, genuinely, it's like horror movie monster, like Jaws level. Holy shit. Shit's hitting the fan. Run. Like, that's what this Godzilla is. Are there moments in this that's a bit like, that wouldn't happen? Yeah, well, neither would Godzilla. Shut up.
Yeah, so fucking chill out.
Like, there's moments where it's like that you could pick some things with the plot. Does a character die when they probably could have survived? Probably. But also, I had a lot more of an emotional reaction when that character did die, and then it's like, holy shit, I can't believe that happened. I'm more thinking that I'm getting the chills, and it's all slow-mo. And then after Godzilla's wrecked shop, and it's all this stylized thing where one guy falls to his knees, he's devastated, and he starts screaming, and it goes from rain to ash, and it's just cool. And in that moment, am I thinking, well, that character probably could have survived, if they just did that, they wouldn't. It's like, no, I don't give a fuck, because that's not why I like movies. I like movies because I like to get excited. I also like movies to feel, and I did feel a lot with this. It's fun. It's maybe the most... Hang on, let me have a little look. It's the most fun I've had with a movie this year.
Goddamn.
It's my favourite blockbuster, bar none, and it might win Best Visual Effects at the Oscars, which which would be brilliant. Because also, I think this film is really cheap, especially compared to like... Let me Google the
budget on this.
-1. The budget of Godzilla -1. And this is another example of, like, I keep seeing it pop up on cinema times. I'm like, I should go and see that again. I just didn't. Yeah. But man, you talk about a film I would constantly watch. I'm sticking this one on as soon as I can, in all honesty. It was apparently under $15 million.
That's mental.
It was, and it looked gorgeous. And all I'm saying is, how much did Quantumania cost?
$250 million.
How much did The Flash cost?
Probably about $500 million after the reshoots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Insane.
But yeah, no, Godzilla -1. Loved it. And if anything, it's as high as it is on my list from the shock that I loved it. Like, what? How?
How the fuck?
But yes, Godzilla -1.
That's insane. 7. I want to watch that movie really badly, and also it's now created one of my favorite Oscar quotes ever. If we could create, the template that we have of the Scorsese with the in black and white with this is cinema. I'd like one of you in black and white saying, "You know what's scarier than being disgraced by your country? Godzilla." One insane thing to say. without context, that looks fucking insane.
Get like a one where I'm like,
yeah.
Or something like
you know what's scarier than being disgraced from your country? Godzilla.
When you watch the film, you'll know what I mean within the first 10 minutes.
I'm excited.
And I think you would, and I think you would like it. It would be a film where Robbie would be like, you know what, that was good shit. That.
Yeah.
And not huge. It's like 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Okay.
Lovely length for a film like this. But yeah, so you're number 7, Robbie. I'm
currently experiencing the worst thing that can happen to a man on a podcast, which is getting the hiccups. So we'll see how this goes. My number 7, Oscar. I think you're gonna roll your eyes so hard.
Are we at this point? Are we? Because at the minute I haven't gone annoyed at you.
No, but I think you probably will. I'll just whisper it and hope that he doesn't hear. My number 7 is The Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Good bit, that. Good bit.
It's not a bit.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Right, I will say. No, actually, say your piece and then.
I want to
say your thing. Say your thing. This is your number 7, am I right?
Yeah, man.
Okay, go on, go for it.
I just really liked it.
Okay. Why did you really like it, Robbie?
Right. So there's so many. I feel like I'm going insane. There's so many adaptations of young adult novels.
Yeah. I feel like I should say my piece just to put you out of your misery here.
So yeah, some of which I've seen.
Do you want to wait?
No, I'll go out. I'll say my thing.
Okay, go on.
None of them ever, to me, feel truly fucking epic like they're supposed to.
Yeah.
You know? And it's kind of, and this one, it feels fucking huge.
Right.
The scale's huge, and it's all about fucking morality. And like, you know, how are you gonna fucking, you know, are you gonna be in love with a person, or are you actually a bad person? I'm dumbing it down, but it turns out he's a bad guy.
Okay.
Because you know it's a prequel about the main villain from the original films, so it turns out bad dude. But like Rachel Zegler's really good in it.
Cool.
Maybe everyone should just get off her fucking back. Maybe I don't know. I don't know that much. I don't know much about her, so I don't know if that's.
No. I know enough, and yes, people grow the fuck up.
Yeah,
genuinely grow up. I just want to
implement.
I just want to implement a bit of that in here just before you continue. There. Yeah, maybe you 30-something-year-old man. I don't believe you are that passionate about the 1930s Snow White to where you're hearing a 20-year-old actress going like, yeah, the film's kind of dated. Yeah, I was never really like a big fan. I kind of got scared. Maybe 30-something-year-old man shouldn't be like, just shut up. Why do you care? Why do you like honestly?
You don't give a shit about Snow White.
I'm like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, who gives a fuck? Yeah.
And also like,
and these films are gonna be shit. Who cares? Move on. Like,
yeah, she got shit as well for saying that. What was it? For saying that she kind of just like she's not that big of a fan. She just kind of did it because she needs work.
Yeah.
But like. It's fucking funny when Hugh Grant says it.
Yeah, exactly.
But when it's this girl, suddenly it's the worst fucking thing anybody's ever said.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, mate. Although that film's got weird things. It's like Mark Webb's directed it. I think Greta Gerwig's written the screenplay. That's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
But anyway.
Yeah, but she's very good in it. She sings a lot of songs, which is nice. It has a really fucking cool, ambiguous ending. Which for a prequel, you're thinking, what the fuck are you talking about? But like, but genuinely, it ends in a way where you're like, fuck, what happened there? Maybe there's fucking subtext. Holy shit, what?
Right.
I think a better part of this for me is like, as well, I can barely remember the Hunger Games movies, because I didn't finish them. But People would show.
I think what you mean by that is like you've watched all of them, but you've only like watched half of all of them.
Yeah, I've watched an hour of all 4.
You've turned every one of them up, but you've seen all of them, but only up to like
up to the halfway point, and that's turn it off. I don't like endings, man.
That would be such a fascinating thing to do with a franchise. We should think of something shit. Oh, do you know what we should do that with?
Yeah, go on.
Twilight.
Oh my god!
Because I've never seen them all, so like that would always be so funny if the
I have seen them all many times.
If the two of us go right now, turn it off now, and then
what happened?
Or do you know? Or like the 365 Days films, or like the After films.
Oh my god! Yes.
You know, like those bollocks. Like
the kissing booth.
Oh god!
If we watch the kissing booth.
The thing is, as a Pretty Much It fan, I know how all those films end
anyway. Same. But this, I like the relationship between the two main characters. But what I was going to say was, with it being a prequel to movies that I barely remember because I never finished them, is that like a character will show up in this movie, and I'll go, is that meant to be Philip Seymour Hoffman from the other movies? I don't know.
Okay.
And then that guy gets fucking hung. And I'm like, oh shit, because it's like I don't know who any of these people are.
Yeah, so it's not like random man comes in and goes, there's a reason why I don't know you, and then it's like, well, of course you died. It's like, since you're so like inept with Hunger Games knowledge,
I'm on like fucking, did I get made fun of for this? Tender hooks. That's a phrase, isn't it?
Sure.
I was on tender hooks.
Right.
It's happened like 4 times in the last 2 weeks where I've said a phrase that I thought was a phrase and Julia has gone, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, we'll say tender hooks.
And it turns out I've been saying it wrong since I was like 5. It's happened so many times recently. But yeah, so Peter Dinklage is very good in this.
Yeah.
As is Viola Davis.
Cool.
They're always good in most things that they're in. Peter Dinklage is a weird little fucking drunk man.
So he's this movie's Hamish.
Yeah, kind of. But he's also the guy that invented the Hunger Games, and he's like, maybe this wasn't a good idea.
Wait, so was the Hunger Games invented by a drunk man who just thought that?
Yeah.
You know what would be funny?
Yeah, well, he says it at one point that he said it in a fucking government meeting as a joke or something. I'm pretty sure he says that in the movie, which is like, first of all, don't say that in a government building anyway. Like, why if the state of the world feels like it's on a tipping point where maybe they would go along with this, maybe don't make that joke, dude.
Walks in, guys, it was just a bit.
It was just a bit. It's like, well, 13 kids are dead. So
one of it.
But yeah, everyone gets it's nice to see it from the Capitol's perspective. Look at me with my Hunger Games lore. From the fucking Capitol's perspective, where there's like these rich guys and they're like, we're the fucking best and whatever, and all the district people are fucking little scrotes and we don't like them. And then they get assigned one to be like their guy in the Hunger Games, and the main guy gets assigned Rachel Zegler. And then maybe he starts falling in love with her and he's like, oh, fuck, I need to protect this person.
Right.
Or whatever. Because it's like whoever's tribute wins the games, then they get a place on the fucking...
okay.
Well, on the Senate or something, I can't remember. And it's just... it's very good. And most people will look at this and go, who is this for? The fuck is this guy talking about? And I can't describe this without you just watching it. It's good. All right, what do you want?
So this was your number 7.
Yes.
My voice of this is I don't care. I didn't see it, but I was I didn't have any strong. It wasn't even like fuck the Hunger Games. Like I remember watching the first one and being like, yeah, that was fun. And I just never watched the others, and I don't really have an opinion on them.
Yeah.
And I heard this one was actually pretty good, but also when I was watching, I started doing these things where like if I heard things were pretty good, I would say to myself, right, is it pretty good for an audience, a specific audience? And I'll watch a trailer and I go, I probably won't be that hot on it. Not even dislike it, just I probably won't be too hot on this. I'd rather not. I'm getting of an age where I'm nitpicking films more often now. I'm giving up on like I'm going to see everything every time. I'm like, I don't care. The only literally there's certain films that I see. I go like, if I went on a date and I had to watch this, would I hate this? And I probably wouldn't hate this film, but also
you wouldn't.
Like I would hate this, would I?
No, I think you would like this.
All right, okay, but that's what my.
I think you'd think the fight scenes are fucking gnarly.
Okay, so that's my thinking. Like I remember, I would think if I got dragged along to watch this, that's my thinking as well. It's like, would I like? I probably wouldn't hate it, but I'm not gonna go on my way to see it. So if anything, there you go. That's my praise towards the Hunger Games.
I think I've just realised it gets cooler in like my top 4. I just realised I'm kind of filling in the top 10 list of a 13-year-old girl thus far.
What?
But that's fine.
We'll recap our 10 through 6s at the end of this part, which is very soon actually, because we're moving on to the number 6s, which is the last
number 6,
which
baby.
is the last one of these videos. And my number 6 is a film that at first time watching it, I was like, I remember really liking it, but then I was like, is this gonna be in my like that high? I'm like, well, of course it is, because I'm feeling this way about it. And my 6th favorite film of the year is Dream Scenario. Starring Nicolas Cage.
I haven't seen this yet,
mate. It's the first A24 film on this list. Notice I said first. So,
terrified by the way.
Dream Scenario is a film with me again. I'll get more in depth through it at the beginning of part 2 about my feelings towards this year in film. But they got to a certain point where I needed something. Like I was getting sick of films, and it got to a point where I'm like, I'm seeing disingenuous stuff. It may sound really pretentious, but that's how I was feeling. Like if I'm trying to engross myself in a film, I need to feel like, well, why? Well, it needs to have some sort of like feeling that someone gave a shit about making it. And I needed something like that, and I needed something that that wasn't just basic. And around this time, I then went to see Dream Scenario, which was just randomly playing in view.
Great. Okay, that's not where I expected you to have seen that.
And I was the only fucker to see this film. I was the only one in the cinema. The only bastard in the cinema. And this is exactly what happened. I'll talk about my cinema experience with it. Again, so I'm watching it. Best way to watch this film as well, because then I can laugh at whatever points I laughed. Excuse me. And then I could, I don't know, weep if I was going to weep. I didn't weep with this film. But you know, I could appropriately have the reaction to it. In a cinema, I sit front row now. Not the very front, but front enough because it's cheaper, and the way views redone themselves, the front row isn't breakneck. You know what I mean? So it's like lovely. The film's like maybe like in the 3rd act. And then I see out the corner of my eye, like an usher comes in and looks. And I'm like, all right, well, this is just, you know, this is clearly like, that's
little check that he has to do or whatever.
Yeah, that's not an irregular thing to happen. You sometimes see someone pop in and then leave or whatever. No, all right. And then like about like maybe 20 minutes later, the film ended. I watched this film. I forgot when the film started. It was a later start, and I walked out. Cinema's just empty. Like the man just walking by, and he goes, "Oh, thank you. Yeah, cheers." And I walk out. Cinema's dead. It's like I think it was like close to 11 or something, or like or like maybe a bit after 11. And then I'm starting to think, was I the last bastard in here? And then I like walked out. I'm like, the car park's empty except my car. I'm like,
oh God.
I'm like, oh, what definitely happened was that was the last film showing in the cinema, and they wanted to go and check if someone was seeing it. Otherwise, they could have got off work earlier. So I feel like I ruined.
You were the piece of shit.
I can imagine someone. What's on Dream Scenario? What even the fuck is that? And then they go, oh, bet no one's in this. Maybe we can turn the film projector off early and get home off quick.
Yeah.
And then they walk in, and then you see me middle front row. Just enjoying.
You're the one dickhead that's stopping them from going to work watching this movie that no one's ever heard of.
Yeah, and then like I could just imagine the usher walking in going like,
just fuming,
and just walking out like, we have to stay. There's one bastard in there. There's one sad cunt, and I'm like, you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way to watch my little quirky A24 film. Quirky feels like this was a discredit to this film because it's an odd scenario, and that's what I love about it as well. And the humor in this film is so. I feel like it's so my humor, but I also think you would find it funny. You know, like how I think. You know how sometimes both of our sense of humor do not match up. Like, like I found a lot of Barbie funny. You did not. You found a lot of Don't Look Up funny. I did not. I feel like but then there's points where like there's just certain things that get us chuckling, and I feel like there's things in this film that'll get you chuckling because Nick Cage is just such a loser. It's one of those where it's like because it's like
God bless him.
Like the film opens with like his daughter or whatever, and he's like, and it's a dream that his daughter's having, and he's like, I don't know, like cleaning their pool or whatever.
Yeah.
And then things start like falling, and then she starts floating, and she's like screaming for him to help, and he's just stood just staring at her. And then she goes like, and then she's telling him about this dream, and then he goes, well, you know, I wouldn't do that. Like, if you were asking for my help, I wouldn't just stand there. I would do so. It was like, that's not the point, mate. That's not the point.
No, it's really not.
It's not. But like, but he gets so offended at people's dreams because then it becomes like a thing that everyone's seeing him. That's the point. It's like everyone's seeing this man in their dreams, and then he's like, and he's a lecturer, and like all his students are like, yeah, I had a dream about you. They go, oh, what did you dream of me? And it is just like weird shit's happening, and then he's just there. He just walks like he just walks into it. It's just, but it's like it's just frumpy Nick Cage. Again, they made this man look so frumpy. They basically, in my head, it's like they made him look like Louis C.K., but not like
incredible.
That. So just imagine Nick Cage as Louis C.K., and then it's just like there's like one dream where like there's one girl like on a table and like 5 crocodiles are around the table like in like her house. And then she's scared, and then she looks up, and then Nick Cage just walks like to the doorway, and then just looks at this, and then and then it just hard cuts back to then like in real life, and then he's asking, so I just stood there, I didn't do anything. He goes, all right, what about you? And then the reoccurring thing is like you just stand there. And he goes like, have I done anything else? So it's like. So it's just, so again, humor is fucking on point. There was one scene that made me uncomfortable, but then also be like it was like, oh, this is awkward, and then it just became the funniest thing. like, and I don't want to ruin the joke, and I'm like, yeah, great. But then also Nick Cage, in my opinion, tied for my favorite lead actor performance.
Oh, right, okay.
Genuinely, because again, in my opinion, he can go from being fucking hilarious to then really sad and tragic in the next shot, but he didn't change his performance. It's just the way the film decided to shoot and edit it. Yeah. But Nick Cage still gives that away. Like it's like he didn't do a different bit. He's doing the same bit through the whole film, but it can go from really actually quite like heartfelt and dramatic to just funny, stupid, and silly. Like, again, I'm not going to ruin the context of it, but we go from one moment where he's giving this like monologue, and it's like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, I do feel for him, to then just a hard cut with his wife going, why did you do that? And he goes like, and then he's saying, and it's just like, and it's like, I understand both moments. Great film. I love and all I'm saying is, the film ended. It was great, and then I saw produced by Ari Aster. I'm like, that makes so much sense. That makes so much sense. He did have like a writing or directing credit. He just produced it, but it was like, I get it. I understand why he's related to this fucking film. But yeah, Dream Scenario, my number 6, solid flick. Really want to rewatch it again.
Very nice. I love to see it. Well, my number 6, Mr. Fitchett.
Am I going to be angry? Let's see.
No, you're going to like this one. It's Wonka, man.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Wonka. It's fucking great. You know, if you haven't seen it, what are you fucking... Come on.
Victoria.
Don't be a cunt. Sorry, that was probably harsh, being like, don't be a cunt, but also...
No, but don't be a cunt.
But don't be a cunt. Go see this movie. It's great.
People are liking it. People are seeing it, and it's making lots of money, which I like.
Good. good because it's fucking delightful. It's the nicest thing. It's one of them things. It's one of the movies where instantly I know for a fact I'm going to watch it every Christmas now. I know that because it makes you feel so fucking warm and fuzzy inside. The songs are amazing and the cast is amazing. I think Timmy's, he's doing a Willy Wonka, isn't he?
I like him a lot in it. I do like him a lot.
And he's good for this version of Willy Wonka. He's very good.
Yeah.
I don't buy the idea that it's a prequel to the Gene Wilder one.
But also, I don't think
what happens to him.
but also, I don't think it needs to be. But I feel like
I don't think it is.
I feel like it got said that it was a prequel to Gene Wilder's one because people are like, well, where does this take place? It's like it could just be another Wonka thing. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter that it's
which I see it as that because
it
doesn't make any sense that he would become a lunatic
maniac.
I mean, for me, one thing I will say about this movie is that I love musicals. People know this about me. It's a well-known, recorded fact that I like musicals. One thing I especially like in musicals is a good villain song.
Oh, yeah.
And holy fuck. that Sweet Tooth song has not left my fucking brain.
Okay.
Since I saw the movie. I mean, obviously, the fucking chocolate and this chocolate or whatever. That, very good. Like it a lot. I can't remember what that song's called. You've Never Had Chocolate Like This is what that song's called. It's great. He does a little dance with Phil Wang, which was very weird to see Phil Wang there, but good on him. But the Sweet Tooth song that Matthew Bain and Matt Lucas and Johnson from Peep Show, that I can't remember the real name of, do, is just it's just the best. There's that bit where they're like dancing with fans and doing like, just incredible. And I loved it. Good morals all around.
This is my number 24.
Yeah.
But I liked it just as much, man. Like it's like as soon as the film started, songs started, and I'm not like you with the songs. I can't really remember any of the songs. I think in my head, if the songs were such a bop, this could have been like this year's equivalent of like Greatest Showman in terms of like people get like that's all it was missing. There was no chart topping hit with this thing. But I was also, like this film started, Timmy's doing his little fucking Jack Sparrow like on like the top of the thing with it. But then I love like it's such a great it's not just he's perfect or anything. It's like he's like giving tips to people. Then he gets his shoe shine. It's like, oh well, I didn't ask for that. It's like, I guess I have to pay. It's like it's like, oh, this is brilliant. I love how it's like, oh, okay, I guess money, I guess. And then he has to run away from the shoe shine kid. It's like, no, leave me alone. I don't want to pay anymore.
He's kind of stupid, and he's
he flicks the coin and he's about to put it in his pocket. It bounces off. It's like, that's like cool. Or like he's dancing and then it just hard cuts to like him dancing with no music and the police officer. What the fuck's he doing? And then they have to fine him. It's like no dancing. Again, I love like the little whimsical world. Again, this is what I mean. If people go, it was weird. I'm like, why do you like films? If you watched it, it's like, it's weird, but it's just like no one watched Matilda and went, what's up with this?
Well, like the people that aren't
shut up, like
the people that aren't seeing this because they love the Tim Burton one too much.
First of all, you're wrong. Get out of here.
What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Are you insane?
Are they those people who love the Tim Burton one, so they won't watch this one?
Love the Johnny Depp one so much because they grew up on it. But it's like you won't watch this one because it looks weird. Have you fucking seen the Tim Burton movie?
Deranged.
Oh my god! I like Hugh Grant.
I like him. He's definitely sighing and going like, oh, get me the fuck out of this shit.
He hates this movie.
He's definitely doing it because he's like, I got on with Paul King, and that's definitely it. They got on well in Paddington 2. And there's probably and then Hugh Grant probably went, I'll definitely do the next film you do. Not realize it's probably this one. And then Paul King was like, so you're an Oompa Loompa. He goes, what?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm a what?
I'm a who?
No, not a who. An Oompa Loompa.
God bless him.
You know what? Now I want Paul King to do a Grinch film with Hugh Grant as the Grinch.
Yes, perfect. Make that happen, please.
Just do that.
Yes, I would absolutely watch that.
Just give Paul King. There's another film we didn't talk. Oh no, I realized because we haven't got to it yet. I was like, we haven't talked about this film. We haven't talked about this year's coming films yet, so I'll wait.
Okay.
But you know what? Just give Paul King all Roald Dahl. Fuck it. You know what?
Yeah.
I didn't see the Wes Anderson Roald Dahl shorts though. I did hear they were good though.
Yeah, they were good. I liked some of them more than others.
Yeah, which is what I've been hearing. So I need one.
Yeah.
Maybe Wes. Yeah. I mean, Wes Anderson does. He did Fantastic Mr. Fox, which is also fucking good.
He gets it.
Those two fit that style. I think Paul King did a great job with this. It had that. I heard like when they were talking about influence with this film, they were saying like, like Buster Keaton and Fred Astaire. I'm like, it does have that silent movie, old movie music, like 1920s, 1930s, like movie whimsy to it. I'm like, you know what? Yeah.
And like Timmy's,
I love that.
Timmy's physicality is kind of like that as well.
Yeah, exactly.
In this, like massively, he's very good at just fucking throwing himself around, but in a very precise way.
Yeah.
He's very good in this.
He's great. I would argue he's really excellent in this, if I'm being honest. I liked him a lot in it. And my thing with this, it's like watching the film, and then obviously I've seen the trailers as well. I'm like, there's no way to market this film right. Like,
no, there isn't.
Because the film's so lovable and silly and daft and got all these like little things to them that like there's no way to condense any of that in like 3 minutes and make it seem not odd. Like, like it's all like if you just condense all of that in 3 minutes, go watch this. It's just gonna be what the fuck am I looking at?
What the fuck is happening?
Whereas like, but just all of it as a film, it like in like a 2-hour space, it's like you settle in the world and all these little things are charming. Like the bit of where he's like, again, what was it? Listen down, or like sit up and listen down, or something like that. Like, or like when he's thinking, then the light bulb comes on. He goes, "Huh." I'm like, I love that. I love that shit so much. It's like so. Yeah. I liked it. Again, it was my 24. Yours number 6.
Yeah.
Solid
if you like, if you like British comedy as well, this is a fucking who's who of people. Half the cast of Horrible Histories are in this. Obviously, I've already talked about Matthew Bateman and Matt Lucas and Johnson from Peep Show being in it. Who's like the main villain, which is so good. Rowan Atkinson, is in this.
Has a good bit in it. Again, that also helps because Paul King, he got his thing in Mighty Boosh, didn't he? Like he's So he's So
like Olivia Colman fucking shows up.
Yeah.
What's he called? Tom. I was gonna say Tom King, but I don't think that's right. The guy that plays Olivia Colman's.
I know who you mean. I don't know
guy.
His name. Yeah, he's really good.
He's great in this. There's fucking everybody. Oh, the lady from Ghost is in this. I've already said that Phil Wang shows up for a second. It's great. I like it a lot. Everyone that hasn't seen it and is holding off because of some fucking bullshit should just go see it.
It's still on quite regular in the cinema, I will say. It's still got a strong cinema run.
What do you hate? Fun? You fucking losers.
So that's our first half of the list. I'll run through my 10 through 6 and vice versa. My 10 was Barbie. My 9 was Killers of the Flower Moon. My 8 was Great Photo, Lovely Life. My 7 was Godzilla -1. And my 6 was Dream Scenario. Robbie, your 10 through 6.
My 10 through 6 was, my number 10 was Saltburn. My number 9 was Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. My number 8 was Marcel with the Show with Shoes On. Number 7 was The Hunger Games, The Ballad of the Songbirds and Snakes. And my number 6 was Wonka.
What a very eclectic 10 through 6 for both of us, but I feel like these all quite match.
These work out. We've had zero overlap yet.
No, this is what I mean, Robbie.
This is what I feel. I'm worried about this.
I'm thinking this is what I mean in the next part. I think we'll have a singular one.
Possibly.
But we'll
see.
But that brings to the end of this first part. Tomorrow will be part 2. Tomorrow for you lot. For us, it's just going to be instant. We may as well not even hit pause up, stop on the record. We'll just keep it going.
Fuck it, man.
So guys, thank you all for watching. This has been part 1 of our top 10 films of 2023. We'll see you tomorrow for part 2. Bye.
Bye.